But my
Okay,
mom
we're going.
likes them well enough.
We seem to be live. Hello.
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 I'm waiting for my notification.
Um, why would you ring that bell, other than the fact that we tell you to do it every time for no good reason? Anyway, someone want to...
I hope these streams get discovered by some teens in like 150 years or something and become
That's
like
why
a
I leave
cult of
comments.
Titans.
Oh yeah, like 30 years from now, we'll be like old and decrepit and retired and stuff, and we'll just see it pop up in like our hollow feeds, the new hot sensation, and we'll be like, oh god, that's so cringe. Anyway, it's been a while, about 34 days since we've played this campaign.
Jesus, has it really?
The last time I opened my spell page was June 18th.
To be fair, I will
That
say
makes sense.
we did have an in the between. We did get to play 1 week, so it's like,
And that was fun.
yeah,
Ever missed Tater Von Spud?
Tater Von Spud.
Tater
Darn,
Von
darn.
Spud. Our boy Tater.
Man
I
among
don't
men.
remember Tater.
I do.
Tater was the wrestler.
Yeah. Anyway,
Who Trina
I might
flipped
not
out of a
remember it
ring.
at all.
You might have been asleep by the time Tater hit the scene.
Tater was
partially.
running away right before we fought him. Jordan left. Like right as we were about to.
So
fight.
he didn't catch much of Tater.
No.
We're at a carnival, right? That's what happened.
Well, that's what was
Festival.
happening, but that's not what's happening tonight.
Yeah. Anyway, what is happening tonight? Or rather, what has happened last time we played 34 and some odd hours, or 34 days and some odd hours ago?
I got fucked up in a tree.
As I rediscovered when I opened the map, we fought those trees.
Yep.
But we also did more stuff. We traveled.
We got
Did we?
herded by a bunch of geese. Wait,
Mhm.
was last time when we talked to Slenderman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't remember Slenderman.
Oh yeah, I think that was like the first thing that happened. We had gone to sleep. We woke up and sitting outside.
Oh,
of
and there
our
was a
window
guy there. That's right.
was
Okay.
Yeah.
Shadow Man.
But we've slept
Made
again.
a
Or a
since
figure.
The like 13-foot
And-
tall, skinny, lanky dude. Scary, with no face, stone mask, no shadow,
Polite.
But we
writhing,
slept.
writhing backpack.
Yeah. But we found the geese, and then we found the cave with the stuff on it, using Hazel's druid shit, the druid words.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and,
right.
And then we were sent
Yeah.
out here to grab something off this tree. We grabbed it off the tree, fought stick guys, and we went back and went to sleep.
To be fair, I
A
think
full
the
day
geese found
adventure.
us. I also want to point out that the not Slenderman told us to beware the Palscaro, a spooky blackness that can be warded by fire, according to Willow's notes.
I don't remember this.
Oh, thank God I wrote notes.
Shout out to you, Katrina.
We
So-
needed torches. We were keeping torches, weren't we?
I believe there's some mention of torch. Yes.
Yeah, I think we had talked about like oil and lanterns and such.
Yeah, because the last thing we did right before we ended was healing. Because there's Cam looking up the chef feat, I'm assuming for the extra D8 during a short rest. And then you all healed using hit dice.
Oh, was that an extra D8? Okay, I thought I'd used 2 hit dice. I've only used 1 if I got a D8 from that.
Ah, fuck.
At the
I
start of the
definitely don't
short
remember
rest,
how many
any
hit dice
creature
I
who
used.
eats food and spends 1 or more hit dice gains an extra D8. And then I think we get an extra D6 from your thing too.
Yeah.
Kaede wasn't hurt, so I didn't use any hit dice. And then Iris looked up a ton of stuff. I don't know for what, but
What did I look up?
a lot of cleric stuff. Divine Domain.
Oh, we were talking about divine domains and stuff. Yeah.
Trickery.
We were talking about Kaede or something, probably. going
Yeah, we
forward.
were talking about the prepared spells because Charm Person is one of the spells in Trick Reader main, and it's always prepared, and I didn't know that.
Yeah. Other note, before we all disperse for the evening, I'll talk about 3.5.
Yes.
Wait, was that an excited Trevor?
I think it was. It's been a while,
Oh,
and I'm kind of excited to get back into it again. And then just realized how much we did everything so bad before.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I was reading through the book a bunch, and it's like, wow, we were really bad at D&D. But also, none of us in our group had ever played D&D before. And, like, I remember when we were playing 3.5, me being like, hey, I just found out about this thing called Critical Role, like, right at the start of it, and it was really like, oh, this is how D&D is supposed to be played. I understand now.
I mostly remember Critical Role because Billy was like, I need to make every character that exists on there.
Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, no. I've been thinking about it. Well, there's some stuff I'll change to make it more user-friendly. Don't worry, Madison. You'll be fine.
I just got good at 5th edition, y'all. I just, like, in the last couple months is when I finally started feeling good at this damn edition.
You'll be fine. Everything carries over, like, fundamentally.
Well, if you've been used to it for like a couple of months, that means that you've gotten to play at least 2 games that you know what you're doing. So I mean, it's time to change.
What I'll do is I'll probably carry on faffing about in the Feywild for a little bit. Who knows how long? I don't even know how long. It's really how long I can maintain inspiration for this potentially brief jaunt, or potentially lengthy jaunt, and how motivated I am to do prep stuff for 3.5. But that's beside the point. Right now, you all just took... I think you just bubbled across the river is what the last thing you guys had actually done was.
Oh, okay.
Because Willow was incredibly injured, so you just took an hour-long short rest. Here.
Oh, we took a normal short rest.
Yeah, you don't have to take, like, the full 8-hour short rest. That's just when you get, like, your daily stuff back.
Okay.
You can still
so I get
heal
arcane
things.
recovery each night still, right?
Yeah, so you get your arcane recovery, like, you could use that short rest for that arcane recovery, is the intention there. So, like, you rest the 8 hours, you get your spell slots back right then.
Okay, so I don't get arcane recovery right now then.
Well, if you didn't use it earlier...
Okay, I hadn't used it.
Then yes, you could use it now.
Okay.
It's just, you could use it right in the morning also. So, the choice is up to you if you want to save it for a short rest later in the day, or use it on a spell slot right away early. You might be more prepared for your first encounter, versus you might be able to use it for a spell slot you need more later.
Gotcha.
Or split it up, however, when you need it to be more specific.
I wanted to double check. I get back my Bardic Inspiration dice on every short and long rest, so
yes,
that means on this 1 hour rest and at night.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. You'll always get that back. Madison always gets her wild shapes back because that's a short rest naturally anyway. Trina gets her potion back daily. And I don't think she has anything else that's not a spell slot. That isn't already a daily thing. Anything that you get back on a short rest specifically. Or rather, anything you get back on a long rest, other than your spell slots and your potion, but you get your potion back daily. So, I can't think, Madison, you don't get anything back on a long rest except spell slots, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so, and hit dice. So, yeah. Pretty much, it's, everyone else gets their stuff back, like, once a day or on a short rest, so you get 1 spell slot back. Or your 3 spell slot backs. Because wizards are supposed to, be able to cast more spells.
Okay.
So, well, like, you get a spell slot back, they don't, because they get other stuff back instead. at other intervals, more integral class features. I should
We
say.
ain't fucking nerds.
Well,
I mean, well,
but I digress. So you all.
How am I supposed to figure out how much I gain back from the rest?
We already did that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did it before we quit last time.
Yeah.
I don't at all remember what happened. Even though we just said what happened.
Maybe JJ should just
We were
check his
supposed
health.
to,
'cause
JJ
I think he was
did
falling
not.
asleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
The rest of us did. JJ didn't.
Well, did JJ take any? How much damage did JJ take?
Yeah, that's true. He might have not taken any damage.
I don't remember the Aubrey thing to check.
GHP, I think.
Oh, also, if you make sure to
With a
switch your
space
character
open.
back, JJ, if you haven't.
Which is Char
Like,
and
yeah.
then the name.
It looks. Oh, that was at 8:05 at Oakley. Yeah. No, it looks like he's good. Oh no, that was the character thing. Never mind. Active character changed to Oakley. There we go.
Yeah, because our nicknames are changed. Oh, he
Yeah.
didn't take any damage.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I
Good.
thought.
Yeah.
You didn't get your ass beat like poor Willow.
Anyway.
Lilla's a bad bitch. She's fine.
I didn't have any mage armor, so I was not getting up in there.
I just remember how we felt like we had such a good idea by like getting you to teleport across the river, and then they just stepped through the fucking trees. That was really rude.
That's so rude. It's such a rude ability in that situation. It's like, I won't be able to use this. They'll all probably like just find some way for all of them to get across. And then it's like, no, good roll. Unfortunate for them, but good roll.
Felt like we were being so clever.
Yeah.
It's how it always goes, isn't it?
Ooh.
Anyway, you guys make it back to the kind of the grotto, hot springs and things.
Yeah, I forgot there was a hot spring. That sounds.
You see the kind of geese off at the far corner, swimming, enjoying the water, in their, semi-aquatic form. What are you guys doing?
Being low-key angry at the geese that we got almost murdered while they just got to play in the hot spring.
I mean, they might get murdered later. We'll see.
Yeah, Willow, thanks. That makes me feel a lot better. Really, anybody can be murdered at any point. Why should I feel so angry?
I was the one that got the most close to death. So I'm
I
fine
was
with
angry
them.
on your behalf.
Was there another
All
thing
right.
we needed?
God, I hope not.
Get the herb and come here, but we were playing 20 questions before, so I guess we could get their attention and do that again. Honk, honk, honk.
Man, it real sucks that we don't have speak with animals right now.
Yeah.
So the honk once for yes, twice for no is working pretty well.
Honk. You kind of honk, and then you hear the flapping of wings as one of the kind of geese kind of flaps out and shakes its wings and flies over to you and honk, 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 honk.
Let's not get
Honk
crazy
back
now.
at it.
Okay, well, we got the herb thing. You know what else we need to do?
You say, do we know what else they need to do? Are you guys gonna do?
Yeah.
Honk, honk.
Oh shit. It was twice for no, right? That's what we had established?
Yes.
I like how you moved me just to place that there, but it actually seems exactly what the fuck Ugly would do.
Just
When
kind of
the
take a
goose
step
was
back.
coming up, and just fucking stepping up out the way, like, yeah, I don't, yeah, I'm not doing
I'm
shit.
not dealing with a fucking goose.
It's so funny how you guys are like treating these geese as if they're normal geese and not just people in geese form.
They sure act like normal geese.
So I'm saying if they were people in goose form, they could have, helped us get the herb, but no. What, were they afraid of getting murdered by tree spirits?
We
Honk.
also had that one goose that led us around in a circle for like 3 hours.
That's
Oh,
very
the
human.
goose. Anyway,
Watch that would just be a normal goose.
Hazel, I don't suppose you have any intuitive sense of what to do with this herb that we stole from the tree now that we're in the druid place?
I mean, I have
Um,
a lot of information
I need to
on
be
nature
reminded
and
what we were
medicine.
trying to accomplish with the herb.
You were trying to decursify the geese.
The geese, okay.
Okay, it's kind of coming back.
I
Um,
mean, that's an altar over there, right? That's the
Sure, it looks like something fancy.
yeah. That was the altar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, first step, I'll go put the herb on the altar. Have the geese stand around it.
Honk,
Yeah,
honk!
I mean, that seems right.
Yeah,
As this geese,
seems like some
as that
fairy
goose
tale
kinda
bullshit.
parades its way over, and honks loudly as all the other geese quickly flutter and fly there.
I love when you move them and I could see them move like step by step.
And this guy kind of takes his time.
That one's a
How are
little
you
slow.
doing the thing where they take step by step?
Right
Is
clicking.
that a special move? Right clicking?
Like
I think
drag
it would
and
be
right
fun
click.
to do that for everyone.
That sounds like a lot of work.
You can also move your character just with the arrow keys, so that's what I do a lot. I just select them and then move
Okay,
them,
you?
Doing
I
it
didn't
this
know that.
doing it this way shows you your distance at each point in the line.
Mine.
So yeah, it
do
sounds
it.
much better for combat. I just like it when we're
Oh well, yeah.
kind
Out of combat,
moving
it's
about.
great to just kind of be able to tap yourself around. Anyway, you approach the center. It looks like Hazel and Willow have kind of approached the altar. Kaede, you're kind of off to the side. What are you doing over there?
Being safe.
Drawing on a tree.
What are you drawing on a tree?
I'm drawing a lot of geese. Just like getting into mischief and like grabbing different, just kind of doodling.
You're drawing
aimlessly.
Untitled Goose Game
Yeah,
concept art.
Untitled Goose Game. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
This
That was
doesn't
out before
interest,
we left,
this doesn't
right? We know
interest
about
Kaede
that?
a ton.
Kaede is not
Pretty
interested in trying to cure the cursed geese.
Nah, she was down for burning this flock and leaving.
Atta girl.
Atta girl.
Untitled Goose Game came out in 2019, September.
Yeah.
Do we know about? Yeah, we do. Okay, cool.
Yeah, just barely, because it was summer 2019, right?
Yeah.
You know that it
No,
exists,
then
but you never got to play it.
Also,
would've-
we don't.
yeah, we would have seen like concept, like commercials
Beta.
of it though.
Beta.
We would have been really excited for it.
Yeah.
Also, I realized, I hope I don't have to say it, but Willow, you can't use your fire anymore. It was great when we were fighting the tree things, but please no more fire. At least, especially not here.
Pretty sure that was Kaede.
This area is pretty damp. It's hot spring, so there's a lot of steam and everything's kind of moist. You don't really have to worry
Don't
too
tell
much
Willow
about.
that.
Willow can see that.
I know what wet looks like.
I don't know. I don't know what wet feels like. Because can you describe what to me very well? Probably
God, let's
not.
not start this right now.
Can we not?
We don't have to because we've been there before, but I'm just
I
bringing it
know.
up. Anyway, Hazel, Willow. Okay, you guys are kind of checking out the altar. Ash, Oakley, what are you two doing?
I
Getting out
am
of the
going
way.
to say that I have concerns that this ritual may turn us into geese.
Jeez, that is a very valid concern.
That's why I stepped off the altar.
What
Hmm.
a concept! Just like a curse that turns you into geese. It's like zombieism, but for geese,
Well, if
and
that
way more
happens-
involved.
If that happens,
Yeah, you
I
gotta do a
pretend-
ritual instead of just getting bit.
Or do we
I
maybe
was
just
thinking
both?
that
Maybe
the
we
curse was
take the
going
geese's
from them
place.
onto us. Yeah.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
I was thinking.
Oh,
if
that
that
makes
happens and I'm still a person, I'll just turn Gasper. I'll just turn Jasper into a bird or something and have him go get more.
Okay.
Here, I don't know what you're gonna do, but here, Hazel, take guidance for 1d4 on your next ability check in a minute. Then
Thank
I'm going
you.
to back away with Oakley and try not to get turned into a goose
Hazel,
for
make a
goose.
nature check. Willow, make an Arcana check.
And I'm sorry, that was a D4 you said?
Yeah.
that would be a fun concept for zombies, is if they
okay, so
kidnapped you
12,
instead of biting
16.
you and did a ritual on you.
Wait.
You gotta roll a d4.
You have to roll a d4.
Oh, yeah, that is how that works.
It's not just +4, unfortunately.
Aw.
And unfortunately, you weren't
You were
even
punished for
inspired.
your hubris.
Punished for your hubris.
Oh, well.
You kind of
That'll
look
happen.
around and see that this is in fact some sort of naturalistic like ritual circle. There's some standing stones and etchings in the ground, like kind of channeled out and carved. Willow, kind of you examining the goop and kind of substance being dripped and excreted from this kind of tree vine flower. You can kind of realize it's very it's kind of oily and very volatile. Like it's incredibly smelly from just kind of the fumes of it.
Ash, we may need to light this on fire,
God damn it.
but I'm going to put it on the thing first and we can see.
Okay.
Ash, do you have an appropriate poem for the occasion by chance? Probably not, right? There's probably not a lot of poems about turning geese into people.
I gotta be honest, I have not read a lot of poems about turning geese into people. Let me try and remember something real quick. And you can
Any
go
about
back to,
transformations, burning by
I
fire
might
to
be
make a
recalling
new.
a fairy tale of geese, but I don't remember. Geese turning into people does sound familiar.
Well,
Okay. I knew.
I mean,
thought that
we gotta move the
kind of
story
right.
forward.
What are you guys doing?
Light it up.
I'm gonna put it on the altar first. See if that shit does anything.
Like kind of in the middle
Just like-
divot.
Yeah.
You kind of set it in the brazier in the bowl with the kind of the other ash and stuff. The kind of sap and various leaf and flower juices kind of drip and kind of ooze out, kind of mixing with the ash a little bit, filling the container with kind of this yellow pink sap, kind of coating the bottom of the bowl, clumping the ash. It smells very kind of fruity, like cherry, like cherry and kind of rose, It's very, very fragrant, very nice, pleasant smelling.
Would make a great perfume.
Possibly, yeah. Probably. If you go back there and get some more, you could probably make a nice perfume out of it.
Kaede can do prestidigitation.
Yeah. So,
What?
what are you guys doing?
That's Kaede. Prestidigitation to what? Ah,
Nothing. You're good.
the drawing on
Wanna
the
set on
tree is
fire?
getting much more detailed.
Not you're not
Lighting it
it's
on
just
fire does seem like the next logical step.
Okay.
Plenty of
Unless we're
religious
supposed
rituals
to
include
feed
fire.
it to the geese. Are we supposed to? Let's turn to the geese for guidance.
Oh,
Are you
geese,
supposed
lead
to eat
us.
this?
You want to talk to the motherfuckers that got themselves turned into geese?
honk honk honk.
I believe that was I don't
Which
know.
was like I don't know, right?
Honk.
Right. Alright.
I'm going
Really
to turn.
stupid
I'm going
thing.
to set some of it on fire.
Oh.
How much
I'm
do
gonna take
we
a little
have?
bit of the herb and just
You
pick it up and
really
put it
you
on
got
the
like
goose's
a
head.
handful before you almost fell out of the tree and then got assaulted.
That's fair. There's 7 of them. I don't know if I want to test our luck and give 7 of them something that could be highly flammable and possibly poisonous, and then just kill them outright.
Or even if there's no like negative effect, it could just not work.
Could I cast Identify on it?
But I mean, I guess you could say the same about lighting it on fire.
I mean, you could cast Identify on it. You got to take the 10 minutes to see if it's or to try to identify it.
Yeah, sure.
And I assume Will and I checked this before, but we don't know. We don't just know what it is, right?
No,
Neither of us recognize
this
it.
is something you've never seen before. It's a native plant to a land you've never been to. Kaede, you all kind of wait the 10 minutes for Kaede to ritual cast detect magic, and
search
that's
bar.
the other thing you get back every day is your ritual cast, I think, because I think that
Yeah.
might be a long rest one too. But
I haven't used that yet.
Yeah, you did because you used
That's-
detect magic on the invisible things.
Yeah, and then I thought we slept again since then.
Oh yeah, you're right. Short rest, or long rest, or short rest, not long rest. You get overnight instead of on a long rest. That's right. So you kind of take the 10 minutes and you don't get anything from it. This seems to just kind of be some sort of resilient plant. Nothing necessarily inherently magical about it in and of itself.
And I really wish I could had something that would let me check it. It were poisonous.
I mean, you do. It's called your
Let
mouth.
me see if I have detect poison.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
I'm gonna
Oh, I do have detect
Another-
poison and disease.
I'm gonna do well, it takes a minute to cast anyway, so I'm gonna take another 10 or 11 and tap one of the geese and cast Identify. I don't know if we did this yet. I know I knew the general sense of the spell that affected it, but I'm wondering if this will give me something more concrete.
I don't think it probably will. One object.
At the very bottom.
If you touch a creature, you learn spell if any. It is affected by bestow curse.
Okay.
They are in fact cursed in some capacity. You're unsure of the necessarily the extent of it. But you kind of get a quick flash of the herb or the plant rather, the sample that you had collected previously, kind of burst into your mind, along with kind of a flash of heat run through your body.
Okay. I think we have to light it on fire, guys.
Cool.
All right.
We
up
just
for
start
it.
with, like,
I'm
one.
going to take a moment to just silently commune with nature and with this place and just, just ask it to help us out. Just like not quite all the way to a full-on prayer, but
You're
Maybe a
you're
meditation.
really just like, please don't burn everything. Oh, please be good enough.
listen, I'd like to apologize in advance.
Pulls out a pipe.
All right, so this thing is kind of at this point it's kind of dripped and oozed like most of its kind of contents, and it's kind of mixed with the ash to be kind of like a paste almost at this point. Because you've taken a few minutes to detect magic or identify it, and then to identify the geese. At this point, they're kind of a little impatient. They're kind of meandering about. Some are kind of trying to make their way back towards the assorted hot springs. Like some are kind of
Look, y'all, we're just trying to make sure we don't wind up like you.
like picking up through some like leaves for some bugs. This one's
Back over
Doing
here.
goose shit.
This one's kind of like snuggled up next to like Willow for some warmth, while you guys are like contemplating what to do.
Maybe one just comes and like sits on my lap while I'm meditating or some
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. Kind of comes over for the warmth.
Which is a very charming image.
So what are you guys doing?
Very cute.
Setting this bitch on fire.
Are we,
I'm gathering
are
the
we
geese back up.
supposed
Come on.
to? I don't know. The ash mixed with the goop made a paste.
It's
Are we
still
supposed
probably
to mix that
flammable.
with the
We're
leaf?
supposed to set it.
You guys should get out of the circle.
Listen, I am confident in Willow's ability to set it on fire.
You should do it from outside of the circle.
Yeah, that makes sense. Put the geese in the circle, and we go out of the circle.
This problem is
Yes.
getting fixed one way or another. Either we
Yep.
fix them or
I'll
we
back my ass up here.
Press the digitate.
Is that within range of prestidigitation?
I think so. I think I can find one right here.
Oh, 10 feet. Okay.
10 feet.
If you'd like, I could do firebolt and
No, it's
that
not.
can be farther away.
No, it's a small
I'm in
campfire.
favor of prestidigitation.
So
Just
as
saying.
oh, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I answered my own question already.
Okay, that's fine.
I was one, yeah.
Kaede, as you kind of draw on the air like a match striking a box, and you see the kind of goopy gray-pink paste in the middle kind of start bubbling and boiling before it kind of starts sparking into this kind of bright white flame, and this intense smell kind of fills the air as the smoke kind of sinks down into this kind of dip and bowl in the earth where this kind of ritual circle is carved, and the smoke kind of fills the channels of the magic circle. Nothing seems to be happening at the moment.
I push the geese so
The
that they
geese
can
seem
breathe
normal.
the air in or some shit.
I mean, the geese are already down there. They're already kind of having to breathe the smell. Like, everyone's kind of inhaling it. What was that, Madison?
Oh, I was just asking if the geese, if they were acting the same and everything.
Right now, they seem to be kind of just kind of looking around expectingly. Like,
But they don't seem to be like in horrendous pain or anything
no,
like that.
not yet. Not at the moment. What are you guys doing?
I don't know. We
I
cast
didn't know
magic
what I
into
thought
it.
was going to happen, but I definitely expected something to happen.
What was that,
Maybe we
Kaede?
should give it a couple minutes.
We have to cast magic into it?
Are you going to try it? What are you going to do?
Can I roll an Arcana check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Make sure I'm in the right channel. I am. And one level. Oh, 21.
From your kind of study and the way you know so in depth the kind of necessity of like certain material components and the time constraints and also like the way certain magics are cast in over time and ritualized and things. Um, you kind of get the idea that this could be some sort of ritual, but at the moment it needs to have some sort of power put into it, at least to start this process for as large a group as you're doing.
Okay, so we need to cast magic into it. We need to
Tell
give
me
it
twice.
energy.
God,
Probably not
so-
fire.
I shouldn't burn my third level slot to call lightning into it, but that would be very cool is the thing.
I mean, I'll burn my third
Of course,
level
lightning
slot.
could lead to fire too.
Throw magic into it. Oh, I got you.
Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm gonna call lightning down onto it just because I think it'll be so fucking cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, yeah.
Hopefully that's at least actually how that spell works. It's been a while since I read that one.
Cylinder, 60 foot tall, 7 on a
Hopefully it doesn't kill the geese.
point. You see the range. Spell fail. Cast a spell. Choose a point. 5 feet of that point must make a dex save.
I tried.
The geese all take one
The geese
step
went,
back.
fuck!
The geese can hear you. They understand what's going on. They're like, back up from the lightning. Have as much successful. How long does it last? It lasts up to 10 minutes. Okay, cool. So you're currently concentrating on call lightning. So as this kind of like peaceful winter
I
night.
always forget. How do I remove my spell slot?
Exclamation point GSS 3 -1.
I don't even think you need the G.
Oh, I don't think you need the G either. Yeah, exclamation point SS 3 -1. It might not be GSS actually. It might just be SS. But as you kind of strike down this bolt of lightning into the center of this kind of burning herb, you see the white smoke that's kind of settled along these grooves kind of thicken and almost like gellify as it kind of fills the grooves for a moment before quickly evaporating in a bright flash of white light as you see one goose kind of drop to the ground, just thump unconscious, and then another, and then another, until shortly after all 7 have passed out. And you can kind of see this smoke that they've been breathing in this whole time kind of billow out through their long necks and kind of start coalescing in this kind of bright white mass of smoke in the middle of the circle. Layer, token layer.
And picture Hazel like head craned back and stuff, like really channeling this lightning. I don't know if they actually need to, but they're doing it for dramatic effect either way.
That's fair.
Was Hazel a theater kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
Is actively a theater kid.
Correct.
Yeah, it in the real world it was going to be their profession, was like set building and stuff.
So take that how you will.
This is where the carpentry skills come from.
Yes. Yes. All right. So as you can kind of see this kind of billowing smoke cloud, I would like everyone but Oakley to make a perception check.
Everyone but Oakley.
Yes, everyone but Oakley.
I can see.
I can fight.
At least I hope I can.
So Willow, Ash, Hazel, and Kaede, you all kind of see this intense kind of bright white thing kind of start forming this cloud, and it seems to kind of shift and undulate a bit, but you can feel your kind of hairs on your body kind of stand on end, the hairs on the back of your neck and your arms, as you can kind of feel it's like a static like something's being kind of electrically kind of power pulled from you, as if this thing's trying to sap out your magic into itself.
Oh, I don't have that.
Shit, is this one I can drop?
Like this.
It's concentration. Yeah, you can drop it. But
Okay, I
it
do.
also kind of
All the geese have gone down at this point, right?
One question. I would just like everyone to show me how many spell slots they have left. Before you moved, Kaede.
Probably Ash too then.
Oh, and Ash. Before you guys moved away. Trevor. Put yourself back to before you moved.
Okay.
Kaede's got 7. Ash has 7. Hazel has... Oh, I should probably do my total level. Alright, Willow's got a total of 6. Total of 6. Hazel has a total of 11. Ash has a total of 13. And so does Kaede. Ash, Kaede, I'd like each of you to roll me just a d20. Or a percentile. As long as you agree on a die to roll, it doesn't really matter to me.
20s?
20s.
Okay. So this kind of cloud slowly begins I say slowly, it kind of begins rolling towards Kaede a little bit. Let's get some initiatives.
Boy.
Kaede was too excited about her drawing.
Oh, that's not what I'm supposed to do.
Almost.
Now we have to fight a cloud?
Natural 20 on my initiative.
Damn, Kaede.
A magic-consuming cloud, it seems like.
Kaede's like, what the fuck? What'd you just do, motherfucker?
I am so ready to punch you for taking my magic.
Shit, what's DIT?
You got shit in your combat, you don't know what it is?
No, I know what the monster is. It's just... Oh, that's annoying. It's the other version of the monster. I don't think anything's probably changed for it. But I can't think of what DIT stands for in terms of monster sources, because it says it's legacy.
Oh, that's the name of the... That's the abbreviation of the book, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
You made it, Willow.
Are the geese still in there?
They're unconscious on the ground. But
Are they,
presumably,
like-
yeah.
They in danger of my
geese?
spells?
We had 3 18s.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
We're ready for this one.
I want to fuck
Well, we
some...
also got pretty good perception rolls, so I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that the rolls work with the story.
MM1. Are you in the right chat?
I was looking at something else. Yeah, I'm in
Oh.
the right chat. What are you talking about?
Are we starting?
I was looking up something. I was trying to figure out what monster.
Oh, that's
that
what's
was that
going on.
whole.
Sorry.
That's what that whole. What the fuck is this talking about? Was to make sure it's the right monster, and I still don't know if it's the right monster, but it's the legacy, so I'm assuming it's the one I think it is. Okay, so yeah, so it's Monsters of the Multiverse is what that thing is. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Anyway, we can start.
This is what we're rolling with.
Kaede's gonna cast Thunderwave at level 2.
Okay.
I changed my mind. I didn't dispel Cult Lightning yet.
I figured.
And she's gonna go, sorry, Ash. Is this MM1?
Yes.
I'm more afraid. Why are you apologizing to me?
Oh, it saved. Never mind.
Oh, it's pushed 10 feet away from you.
On a success or on a.
That's why you were
failed
talking
save.
about, because you were talking about sending him towards Ash.
Oh, because you were gonna push it
So I was
straight
gonna
into
push
Ash,
him
I see.
away from me.
Yeah, I see. Oh, I should have wrote down how many spell slots each of you had, or total spells. But Kayet is at 11, so Ash is still at 13. So.
My dumbass was like, "No, you should be at 12. You cast."
Oakley.
I guess I didn't realize I won the initiative. I was not thinking.
Well, you didn't. Kaede did.
Oh,
If this monster's just slow.
I see. It's not thinking about how to assault a cloud.
Yeah. Not a lot in Oakley's toolkit for this one.
Gotta be honest, I think Oakley has about as much as I do.
I mean, you could try to stab it.
You could try to make wolves and scare it away.
Yeah, that'll teach that cloud. Run away from my illusionary.
You gotta
wolf.
make a sexy cloud.
I'm
to
gonna
distract
pull
them.
out my short bow and try to shoot an arrow.
No, you make a
God.
super
Does it
high
have to-
level, like, a super old looking wizard man. Like, look at all the spell slots he's got. Look at all his magic. Okay, make your attack roll.
I feel like I'm gonna get hit by an arrow.
I aim it in such a way that I guess I can't see Kaede behind it, so I can't do that. So, sorry if I hit you.
Hey, I was gonna throw a cloud at Ash, so I can't complain
Throw
much,
a
can
cloud.
I?
What is it called?
MM1.
Mm.
Magic Mist 1.
Oh, no.
Excuse me?
It's Magic Mist.
Why is there a number one there?
Because it's the only Magic Mist.
Things
It's
are
the default one.
always known.
It gives them numbers regardless.
Oh,
It's
does
the
it? Okay.
default name.
Did I do it right? Seems like it's.
Surprisingly enough, it does seem to have done damage. Unsurprisingly enough, it does not seem to have done much damage, as the arrow kind of pierces through, clinks off a rock, but drags some of the kind of staticky, bright magic energy with it that kind of flashes and dissipates as the arrow drags through it. You done?
Closer. Probably right here. And then I'll be done.
Senior Ash.
He was ready.
I think I'm probably just gonna also be attacking it with a bow. I don't like this whole magic thing that's going on. However, I did have a question. How high is this bush here?
It's kind of over or undergrowth that's like probably about waist high, but it's difficult terrain. Like
So
kinda
if I
thick
walk
bushes and
behind
stuff.
it, could I still get a good shot at the?
Yeah, you'd be fine.
cloud?
Can you add Jasper and give me a token next to Willow?
Jasper's not attacking, so we don't really need to add him to initiative.
Okay, I was gonna use him to help.
That's probably not the best image to give Willow for Jasper.
That was
There
right.
we go.
I'll just do a normal attack. I feel like sharpshooter doesn't make sense in this. Oh, I would have missed anyway.
Your arrow kind of hits the cloud of powerful magic and kind of melts and disintegrates.
Oh, that's great.
As it kind of
I
stops it and absorbs it.
sure do just love that. Alright, well, I feel like I just enjoy rolling for these tales. I feel like they always end up
It's just a
getting
fun
the
surprise.
section one, but number 6. What was number 6 again? Tale the Traveler. The target gains temporary hit points equal to a roll of your Bardic Inspiration die plus your Bard level.
Oh, also, you
Well,
just
it
lost
has
your
these hit
temporary hit
points.
points, didn't you?
Oh no, I forgot about that. That's what happens when you have a month in between games.
But it's also the same tail that just gave you temporary hit points, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess.
I have to use an action to actually use it.
Yeah, but I think you
Okay.
still lose the effect, right? So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
you gotta
I do.
ouchie yourself those 9, friend.
Yeah. Oof, big sad.
Big sad.
I just really rolling on the spear's table immediately ends the effect of a previous tale.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. I'd forgotten that I had hit points from a previous one.
It's really funny that you got the same one, though.
Yeah. Willow, it'll be
It's
your turn.
extremely amusing.
Yep, I am going to do Ray of Frost on the cloudy guy. Yes, Ray of Frost. I miss.
I might need to pick up some like bombs.
As you kind of blast your Ray of Frost at this enemy, this massive kind of beaming cloud, you can kind of see its energy dissipate as the beam would connect. Hazel, you're going to have to cast the spell, Call Lightning, probably. Just add dash I to the end of it.
Okay.
When you cast and target.
Okay, so I cast Call Lightning dash T MM1 dash I. Does that sound correct?
Yes. As this kind of beam of lightning shoots down from the sky, it kind of dissipates its form a little bit around it and kind of absorbs some of its magic as it strikes, but you can kind of see some of it kind of spark and flash as it dissipates. Anyway, go ahead and pass your turn then, Madison, unless you have a bonus action.
Does shifting to starry form break concentration?
No.
It's a severe thunderstorm.
And we decided that's one of the ones I got back on the short rest, right?
Yes, because it's a wild shape use.
I don't see any reason not to shift.
Okay.
At the moment. I can drop it if... So I do that. Form of the Archer.
Form of the Archer.
Oh, now I'll pass my turn.
Alright, this mist, now sensing kind of a little bit weakened Kaede, kind of slowly lulls and rolls its way across the thing as Ash dashes away, and it kind of goes in and surrounds him. And what's the attack called?
I was too focused on not trying to shoot Kaede or Willow. I should have ran farther.
As it kind of comes forward and zaps you with this magic energy, and you can kind of feel some of your like magic and life force being drained from you as it kind of slowly envelops you.
I really don't like that. Oh.
Seeing this, Kaede.
Oh, you also feel a little bit weakened, like some of your vitality is gone and missing with this kind of loss in potential.
Drain to max HP. That comes back after a long rest, right?
I guess we'll find
Why
out,
does it
won't
only
we?
do 2?
Well, it
Oh,
only
I
did
have to-
one. You have
That's
to target
lame.
it each with each missile.
I didn't realize that.
Because you have to direct them all to hit one or several.
Here, I'll just do it again with the dash I.
Dash I at level 2.
Yeah, but it'll roll it again, so maybe I shouldn't. Because I rolled minimum damage, which fucking
Well,
sucks.
you were casting at level 3, so you're casting how many missiles?
Yeah, but aren't the missiles all the same damage?
No.
So if I cast it again... No? Okay.
No.
Yeah, so then I would do it at 2.
And then that would be 4 targets.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that, because I almost fucked it up again.
It's 3 at level 1, and then you get an extra dart for every level above, and you 1 dart.
Yeah,
hit.
but I almost just didn't type in the next targets.
Oh, yeah.
I almost made the exact same mistake twice.
Ah. 8. I guess they do all do the same damage. That's fine.
Yeah, seeing that, Kaede just furiously quick starts drawing just a ton of these different arrows that go streaking into the magic.
It's interesting that it doesn't roll them separately. I feel like they should be, but that's beside the point. That's way more work than it's worth. But as you kind of blast forward, these magical darts that kind of pulse into this thing and force out kind of the mist away from it as it kind of dissipates slowly, a little bit like Swiss cheese before it kind of reforms in a weakened state.
Alrighty. Next time I'll just do dash RR.
That's fair.
And then just remove the spell slot myself. Because I also agree that I feel like each one should be different.
Yeah, because they guarantee the hit. Don't say they all hit like the same place, especially because they all hit simultaneously.
Yeah, I agree.
Oakley.
In my games, they're rolled differently.
Yeah. Oakley, your turn.
Did I IN?
Yep.
Yes, you did.
Cool.
I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna slash at it, I guess.
You're in notes,
Oh,
Jordan.
whoops. Yeah, sorry. I was looking at some.
I was surprised to find that Dungeon Draft added fish. They didn't used to have them.
Can I say something to Ash?
Yeah.
You need to cast spells! You need to get rid of your magic.
As you kind of slash forward and dissipate some of the cloud in front of you, you forgot your sneak attack.
Sure. What do I type when I don't add it, right? It's just a roll, right?
Well, when you attack, you're supposed to add sneak when you have sneak attack. Otherwise,
yeah, I just don't remember.
He's asking how to fix it now.
Roll 3d6.
Oh.
Wait, is it 3d6? I always forgot how many d6
I have it. Yes, it is 3d6 because
Okay.
I'm level 5.
Roll 3d6.
Apparently, excellent courses.
Computer struggling to get back open.
I
Okay. I will
is
take.
that
I will take
11
that.
extra damage?
I will take that into account. Go ahead and pass your turn.
Okay.
Ash.
So, yeah, my turn. I hear Kaede, but I'm gonna shout back. But if I do that, then it will just attack you. And, so then I'll use my tail to roll one.
I spelled tail wrong in my head for a second.
Mhm.
I was like, hang on, you do what?
Ash has
You
a
have
tail.
a what? I thought we were all human.
I got the 9 hit points back, exactly.
There you go.
I have to wait for my turn to respond.
No.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, but it'll keep it off you and make it walk back towards me, or even better, one of those two.
I think Willow's still nearly dead.
Yeah.
so
But if
I'm
we,
not
if we
nearly
keep
dead.
it
I'm
bouncing
doing
between us by managing our spells, we should keep it in the middle while we beat it up.
Well, I've used my action to shout out my poem for Tale of the Traveler. Tiger, he destroyed his cage. Yes, yes, the tiger is out. I don't know if you've seen this before, but it's a poem written by like a 5-year-old, and I love it.
Okay, Tiger, where are you going?
Far away, because now I have 40 feet, but I'm guessing that isn't through difficult terrain.
No, that's not. That's straight line through.
Pew.
Phew.
That
Do you take? I take that he doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity as part of the
That's
tail.
fine.
Or does he
Let
still?
me double check. I'm pretty sure I still get an attack.
Okay, he's not really the type of creature to take an AOO, so that's fine. It was mostly for my own self, because it seems like it would make sense if it didn't, because it's Tale of the Traveler. But anyway, you kind of
Oh yeah, it's starting to rain.
you kind of slip
I
away,
think.
kind of tiger, run as you back away from this creature.
that's
So what it does is, as long as I have these hit points, I get 10 extra feet of movement and a bonus to my AC. So
Okay,
it's not like the action itself does not let me move.
got it. Got it.
But I do have a +1 to AC as long as I have this.
Okay. You have a +1 to AC. Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
also interesting. I don't think it matters for this creature specifically, but
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was.
it was just that you just had a
saving
con
throw.
save.
Okay, draft.
Question.
Oh,
You'll probably say no.
okay. Well, in the meantime, Hazel's doing some cool lightning shit, so I guess. Oh, wait. That's also a save, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Um.
Jordan, you had a question? Or Jordan, you had a question?
Yeah. I have an ability called Slasher, where once per turn when I hit a creature with an attack that deals slashing damage, I can reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
I'm gonna. I'd say that'd work on most.
But that's because, yeah,
That'd
I
work
was
on most
thinking so, because
enemies.
it worked.
The problem is that it's a cloud.
The problem is that it's a cloud.
The definite, yeah, it is literally, you learned where to cut to have greatest results.
Yeah.
It's like,
But
no,
this
I
is a
don't know how to
cloud.
cut a cloud.
That's why, like, in 3.5, the rogue doesn't get sneak attack, unlike oozes. Or undead. Because it's like, where do you critically hit these things with, like, a dagger to seriously injure them?
You know the weak point of the ooze.
Yeah.
The point that's very distinctive from all the other points.
Well, it depends on the game. Like Zelda Ooze, like the Water Temple, that's got a distinct weak point. It's one of the few oozes with that, but that's because the gimmick is the long shot.
Yeah. Okay, so before the end of my turn, I'm giving Bardic Inspiration to Oakley, so that hopefully she can stabby stab and slashy slash a little bit more.
Willow.
Hey, what to put your girl?
Oh, you're doing better than I thought you were.
Yeah, I'm fine. Like, please don't actively kill me, but if you passively kill me, I'll be okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right?
Yeah. As again, the kind of cold ray of frost beams out from Willow and is quickly absorbed by the creature. Excuse me. By this kind of coalescence of magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna scooch to there and end my turn.
Hazel.
Oh, you have an attack called Call Lightning.
Now, well, she didn't cast it before in combat.
So
she didn't have the attack. But now you can just do IA Call Lightning instead of
and I
casting
intend to.
Yeah, call that lightning.
Good thing, wait, which part are you targeting? Presumably the part away from Oakley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is pretty far away, but I think that one has a pretty big range, right?
It's 120-foot radius, cloud, so yes, you're fine.
Okay.
You can bomb this entire cave.
It fails its save.
Oh yeah, of course it saves the time when I roll 22 damage. But
Madison, you rolled 8
damage.
damage.
I roll 8.
Earlier.
No, on the last one
I see.
I rolled a 22 on damage.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, that's 20.
I still did more damage on that one than I did on this one.
How much damage did you do on that one?
Well, I rolled 22 and it was halved, I think.
But then it was halved again. You did 5. You did 1 more point of damage, Madison.
Hey, that 1 point matters sometimes.
So your 8 was comparable. As it kind of sucks in and absorbs most of the magic that's called down this lightning. But some of it kind of dissipates and flashes and sparks as it gets pushed away from the main-bodied cloud. It is not looking good.
And then I'm gonna throw a starry spear at it.
Okay.
I know it says archer, but I've always pictured a spear.
I've always imagined like a.
I missed a space.
I always imagine like a racquetball, or like one of those like round cup ones that you throw like a wiffle ball with. What?
Oh, God damn it. I chose the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
I chose one that we don't have access to.
I see. As you kind of blast this form of natural magic and radiant starshine at this creature, and it kind of subsumes it within itself as it kind of quickly glows for a moment and pulses with energy.
And I'm moving there, and that's what I'm doing.
Okay. You haven't used any spells, and Trevor hasn't used any spells, right? Trevor's
Oh no, I guess I haven't.
Trevor's still at 13? Yeah, okay. Sorry. It stops on its way and kind of absorbs a little bit from Oakley, but its ultimate resting point is over here by Ash.
I was really hoping that it was only going to pay attention to me.
Well, Oakley was just in the path, more than anything. So.
It wasn't necessarily targeting Oakley.
No, and it's fine anyway, because Oakley kind of tries to steal the magic and power from Oakley, but Oakley not being like a caster or anything like that, having any sort of natural inherent magic, kind of easily resists the pull of their life force. Kaede.
My whole plan was to just run around in a circle and have it not attack anyone, because it was only going to attack me. So, that plan's gone now.
You can still self-sacrifice.
Will you open this for me?
No, I was hoping
It's
I
got a
could
weird top,
outrun
I don't
it,
want to
because
wreck
I
my
have
nails
40
right
feet
away.
of movement now.
And as Kaede kind of
Down here it says
blasts
open.
forward this
No.
firebolt, with a flash, I'd like everyone to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
I was muted. I may have went. Damn it. I did say that at the beginning, but I was muted.
It
so
doesn't. It's
fine.
irrelevant.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of irrelevant.
It's not because of the fire.
No, this thing's been sparking with magic energy this whole time.
Con save?
Yes, make me a con save. And then...
Is this a reseal?
Uh-huh.
Oof.
And this
This
thing
is
has a big
reseal.
explosion radius.
That's cool as fuck.
That is very nice.
Uh,
I just opened this. Well, I had Jordan do it for me. I just opened this tall boy of high noon, and I don't think this is opened the right way.
It is.
How am I supposed to drink out of that teeny little hole?
additionally, Trevor, I would like Ash to make a dexterity saving throw.
I think that's how it opens.
Love it when I have to make extra saving throws. Okay.
Hey.
All right.
You just told
You know, 26 isn't bad for that, though.
So Willow, everyone
Hello.
else, you managed to kind of see what's happening, but everyone else, as this creature kind of erupts, this kind of intense magic being displaced and dissipated enough, erupts in a flash of bright magic, kind of arcing lightning. Ash, as soon as he goes blind, quickly dodges off to the side and manages to avoid the brunt of the explosion. But for a very brief moment, Kaede, Hazel, Ash, and Oakley, presumably, because Oakley never rolled, so I'm just going to go with it at this point, kind of are
Oh, that
briefly...
was my fault. I had him doing something for me.
Oh, okay. Well, it's fine. It's kind of irrelevant, but are kind of blinded for a brief moment. But Willow, you manage to kind of cover your eyes fast enough and can see during this kind of flash the shape of these geese kind of warp and twist and shape into a hodgepodge of different animals. There's a couple of large rabbits. There's a cat. There's like a fox, and they're still kind of just laying there, passed out for the moment, unconscious.
I don't know if we did this right.
Maybe not.
We did specifically see, like, in the house that they drug us to, like, armor and swords, right? Like, we're pretty sure they were people turned into geese, not different animals turned into geese.
We are in the phase, so maybe they're like animal people. Do they look like animal people, or do they look like
Look
just
like
large
birds.
animals?
Roll a nature check, Willow.
I have a pretty good nature, Cameron.
I'm going to also do that.
Okay. So they look like pretty sizable animals at the moment. They're definitely like not huge, like they're not person size or anything, but they're like lengthwise probably up to like your waist or something. and they kind of just sit there or kind of unconscious. You don't really have any idea about anything about them. They just look like big animals for the most part.
All right.
Do they seem chill?
Still alive?
They're still unconscious.
They're still unconscious, but they're breathing. They're kind of starting to stir a little bit.
Multiple times.
What was that, Kaede?
Do we have to fight this thing multiple times?
Fucking maybe. Is it still moving? Is it still coming towards us?
No, cloud kind of erupted in a explosion of light. That's what happened. The cloud is gone.
Gotcha.
What are you guys doing?
Should
looking at the
I'm gonna go.
animals, making sure they don't seem injured or anything like that.
I'm gonna check out the altar.
Make a medicine check, and Willow make an Arcana check.
I was also looking for the animals, which is why Ash was dancing around the.
Hazel, make that medicine check with advantage.
Sorry, I missed where the cloud went. I was fucking with medicine.
It erupted.
It erupted in a flash.
Oh, it erupted.
All the animals seem pretty much uninjured.
Damn, Willow, you and me, girl.
Checks. Damn.
And Willow, what you were checking the altar?
Yeah.
From what you can kind of gather, you kind of put all the pieces together, and can kind of gather that you did in fact perform this ritual correctly, and this is the intended outcome. But Hazel, as you're kind of tending to one of the rabbits, it kind of quickly twitches and jumps jumps up and perks and kind of you hear a ah! I'm a decent. So sorry. Thank you for everything. As this rabbit kind of stands up on its two hind legs and takes your hand in its paws.
You're very welcome. I'm Hazel. What is your name? I'm delighted and charmed by this turn of events.
You could call me Quincy, Hazel. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Thank you for this. It's those geese are so uncivilized. It's really a travesty having to be in one of their bodies for any period of time, as it kind of shudders and looks around at all its friends, and it says, "Oh, well, it seems that some of us had other intentions in the end, and decided to reject the finer life in society. Well, 7 of us is good as any, I suppose. Thank you. Oh, and it kind of looks around and sees Ash. Looks at Ash and kind of sees how injured he is, and Willow, and is like, "Oh, are you all right? I don't. What has happened?
We've been fighting shit on your behalf, my friend.
Oh, I didn't know that there was anything of the sort. We just found some people who looked like good-natured folks on the road and seemed willing to try to help some people in danger, and here you are," as it kind of looks around, and it's also like,
Yes.
They seem to be being sincere. They're kind of frazzled by the situation and pretty embarrassed, it seems, by being unclothed in front of you.
Not from having been turned into a goose, but from being naked.
Well, they're upset from being turned into a goose because they're so uncivilized. But currently, they are being uncivilized in that they're naked in front of you.
I like the idea that it's okay to be naked as a goose, but not as themselves.
Well, the geese are uncivilized.
Yeah, geese are uncivilized.
Okay, yeah,
so
you got
just
me.
to stop for a moment, because I don't think we're all kind of grasping what just happened. The geese were actually rabbits that can talk.
Well, different animals.
There were several different animals.
There's like a cat, a fox, and a few rabbits.
Oh my god, what? I missed that part. Oh my Jesus Christ. How is nobody... We should be shocked right now.
I said I was delighted and charmed.
That's not a shock.
It walks out of the cave.
Quincy, are you late?
Well, I mean,
for
Yeah,
a very important date.
well, I mean, I'm late. Yes. So
Ash is rolling his eyes
yeah, it
so
is.
fucking hard.
it's just kind of like, well, yeah, I mean, yes, we're all late. We're supposed to report back to town like a couple of weeks ago, but you see, things have.
Where's your town?
Well, the town of Brennan. We'll get there eventually. But first, would it be all right if you all lead me back and we can get me and my friends close, please? It's unsightly, and I don't feel right being in polite company as I
I
am.
feel very frustrated not realizing that the clothes we found on the ground before were animal-sized.
But they're big
Yeah, we
animals.
missed that.
They're big
But
animals.
didn't you say that they only, were as tall as, our waist?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
We thought they were dwarves or something,
But I
like
mean,
gnomish people.
Yeah, we totally could have just interpreted that as like halfling or something.
some other form of short person. But he kind of sits there and says, "I mean, I'm not cold or anything, and it's quite nice in here and scenic. But again, I don't have the best sense of direction, and neither do all of my friends. But luckily we made our way here. Can one of you lead us back to our stuff again, please?"
Kaede calls from the front. I can.
As it
As
kind
long
of
as everything's the same.
stands up and says thank you. As it kind of looks and it's like, all right, is someone going to stay here with them while I go and get the stuff, or is everyone coming and I should stay here and you can go get the things and whatever works for all of you fine folk.
Kaede, would you like company?
Yeah, come on with.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I'll stay here and watch over your friends.
okay,
Yeah, I was gonna offer to stay too.
okay,
Me and Willa will go.
you two will go. I'll come with. Thank you. As it kind of stands up on its kind of back two legs and kind of hops its way behind Kaede and says, I'll just stay a few feet back if you don't mind. Just trail behind." As it kind of hops its way behind you.
Would you like to wear a scarf?
No. That's fine. That's I'm not cold or anything.
I mean like you could make it into like a top of some sort if that would make you feel more comfortable.
Toga.
My own clothes would be fine. Thank you. Thank you. Just keep looking forward, and we'll be okay. I appreciate the kindness, though.
That is all one can do.
So Ash, Hazel, and Oakley, you guys are staying behind.
Yep.
Okay. Slowly, over the next hour or so, the other kind of animals kind of stir to life, and they don't seem as embarrassed by the situation, but they're also kind of like, oh, thank you, we appreciate this.
Do they also hate the fucking geese?
They weren't pleased about the turn of events, but they don't seem to be nearly as uptight about it. They're kind of a lot looser and more kind of casual. They start talking between each other about the different silly antics that occurred while they were geese and how they never want to have to deal with that again.
I'm actually gonna go get clothes with the people who are going to get clothes.
Okay. You can catch up pretty quickly.
Okay.
As you follow.
I also have to pee though, so.
You also have what?
Is that in character or?
In real life, I have to pee.
Oh.
I mean, Oakley could have to pee too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she's behind.
Yeah.
I gotta ask the animals how exactly they were turned into. Did they eat food that they weren't supposed to? Were we right about that much, at least?
Yeah, how did the goosification occur?
How did the goosification occur? One of the characters, the fox, he introduces himself as Hamlet, and he kind of goes, "Well,
Oh no, I'm so sorry for your father."
He kind of tilts his head and, "Oh, you know my father?"
I I mean, okay, I gotta know, was Shakespeare a guy here? Have you ever heard of Shakespeare? I would totally believe that he was a guy from here.
He kind
We're in
Yeah,
of
I could definitely see that.
he kind of scratches his
Midsummer
head
Night's Dream,
and
baby.
kind of goes, "No, I don't think I do. Must be a
Okay,
different.
never mind. I'm sorry.
Must be a different
Must be a
fox
different
named
Hamlet.
Hamlet."
Yep.
So we were out on our business, forward scouting, checking out, making sure the uncivilized riffraff, the geese and other animals who don't try to conform to polite society. We were out checking that and making sure things were all fine in our neck of the woods when some inclement weather came in and we stopped at a shack along the way, bought ourselves some time, had a nice fire and some food when lo and behold, a fine old wood witch made her way back into the shack and said to seem that we were trespassing in her property and stealing from her, even though the shack we were in has been well abandoned for several years now. But you never know with those types. Those wicked wood
Yeah,
witches.
witches are just like that, aren't
Those
they?
wicked witches, they're always about these awful things and petty revenge. So, lo and behold, some mumbo-jumbo, finger-wagging, bubbling cauldrons and whatnot. Sparkles and magic, we found ourselves transformed in our arms and armor into geese and had to find some reliable sorts to turn us back to normal, and luckily we happened to find about some otherworlders stumbling by willing to help out some folks in need. As he kind of reaches out a hand to you and kind of grabs at it, or reaches out a hand to shake, and is like, and we appreciate it mighty fine.
I
Do you
shake
have
it
any
and
idea
try not to be too
why
condescending
she
while
did
thinking of
this?
like a dog.
Wood witches are fickle things, really just looking for any sort of excuse to beat on the downtrodden or cause a little mischief and harm to those whose paths they cross. Simply put, a couple of rabbits' feet wasn't enough good luck, as you'd say. As he kind of slaps his knee and laughs and kind of that awful fox yelping, and all the kind of like the 5 rabbits that are still there, kind of looking at each other, eye rolling, and getting back to chatting amongst themselves about that.
Without even having to think, I just like do the fake laugh that you do when a customer tells a terrible joke that you've heard too many times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He relishes in it.
I know
Bring
that
up.
Hazel rolled an insight check to for an earlier statement. Is that just like?
Well, that was on the first guy that woke up. This is a different guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, you're not here.
What?
Also, you're not here.
Oh, that's right. I left.
So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
I'm not a fan of these animals.
Why?
I am.
They're adorable.
Because they're
you're
rude
not
about
a
the geese.
Animal.
Correct. I am not a fanimal. No, they're rude about the geese, and they're like belittling wood witches. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, to be fair, it sounds like the wood witch was pretty rude to them.
I mean, she turned
You
them into
trespass
geese.
into my house, regardless if you think it's decrepit. I'm gonna turn you into a goose too. Especially if that's the thing that you constantly berate and say are less than. Nah, fuck these animals. I'm with the witch.
I say, fuck this whole situation. This was a waste of time. That's where Kaede's mind is.
I say technically we don't know
What
anything.
if they give like great side quest loot? What if it unlocks a unique perk of like animal friendship?
That'll be neat when that happens.
Have to do this. You have to complete this side quest to get the true ending.
Yeah, this is the only way to get the good ending, Kaede.
I like the 2 people that are like, yeah, let's just fucking kill them. Were the ones that went off with the. What? Yeah.
That's the real reason Elsie tagged along to catch up. I'm gonna make sure those two don't murder it.
Alright, I've returned.
That at some point Oakley became the moral compass of our group.
No, just
Really terrific.
specifically Willow and Kaede.
What
the
I
rogue,
become?
the
The moral
rogue has
compass
to
of our group.
like rein in the other two. What a bizarre D&D party. So Oakley, it takes
What you don't know is I'm actually the party mom.
yeah, exactly. It takes a couple minutes, but that's because they had a little bit of a head start on you. You catch up with Willow and Kaede, but before you catch up, Willow and Kaede, what are you two doing with Quincy?
I'm having
We're
a very
just walking-
exasperated, one-sided conversation. He's talking to us.
He's still just kind of. I imagine after a minute, he's probably pretty quiet at this point. He's still real embarrassed, and the whole situation's kind of awkward.
The consensus was reached while you were away for a second that me and Willow are pretty much over this whole situation.
And why is that?
It's mostly Kaede is over the situation, and Willow says, "Fuck these animals." Only rights for wood witches.
Well, Willow's becoming a social justice warrior for wood witches. Wood
And
witches get,
geese.
and geese. Wood witches get a
Did
bad rap.
Quincy tell us about the wood witches though, or them about the wood witches?
No.
No. Well, I mean, maybe he has also told them,
Probably
but
not.
we
He
learned
just-
that from the
He just
fox
kind
guy.
of. He just kind of got kind of
So
quiet.
Willow doesn't
after
even
they
know
left.
about their shittiness towards wood witches.
You probably also don't know about it
She knows about her.
because you.
She
you
knows
had
about their
left.
shyness towards geese, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least
Willow
Quincy's.
yeah.
Anyway, eventually Oakley catches up, at which point, what are you guys doing? Just kind of maintaining the awkward silence?
Yeah.
I'll do a head nod.
Okay. About an hour or so passes, and you make your way to the cabin you were at previously, and Quincy kind of comes along and says, excellent. I hope they're still here. As he kind of digs around underneath some of the larger kind of pieces of armor and sees a couple of loose floorboards and things and pries them, kind of pushes them off to the side and some rubble and stuff. It's like, this is where I left it, and kind of pulls out his own little bit smaller set of armor, and it's like, this was my own personal fit. Everyone else is fine with the oversized stuff, but this is the quality of life. Quality in everything is how you live a quality life, after all. As he kind of straps on this leather armor and this kilt, this kind of that kind of plaid kilt around his waist.
What kind of leather is that?
What?
His
His
you have
armor?
leather armor. Yeah.
And he kind of looks at it and kind of scratches out and says, barbarian.
Barbarian. Do you have a leather worker at the town?
Of course. I didn't do this myself.
Well,
I
it would have
lead
been excellent craftsmanship if you had.
I lead expeditions. I lead expeditions and I report. I am not a craftsman. I do not have the hands to deal with it. But anyway, he kind of lifts up some of the larger kind of armor sets and hands them off to you guys, and picks up a couple himself and says, "Thank you for leading me back here."
I'm gonna ritual cast Tensor's floating disc.
Okay.
When he says barbarian leather, does he mean like owned by barbarians or like made out of?
I mean, you can ask him.
Do you mean like owned by barbarians or like made out of barbarians?
Made from those who choose to not behave in polite society.
Barbaric.
It's a natural course of things.
That's barbaric.
The strong take care of the weak, and the weak take care of the weaker. And it's just the natural order of things. It just so happens that society here makes us stronger than those who choose to not participate in it.
And those who
So,
choose
like,
to
So you skin and
revolutionize
wear
the
them.
were the barbarians human, or like
No, no,
other
no.
animals?
Most humans choose to partake in society. That's why you all are so strong and so feared by things in your own other world.
So you mean like cows and shit? Not like
I mean those like those of my shape. Those who prefer to not participate in society. Those who would rather risk life and limb running wild in the forest than nice and organized and safe inside the town. Those who don't
You know,
even
we did
bother
see a
with
bear.
language. What was that?
We did see a bear.
Ah, yes, that would be probably one who chooses to not behave in society. Was he dressed, my dear?
I know he was juggling.
Oh, that seems okay. Well, if he can juggle, that seems like
What
he
a
at least.
terrific response to that question.
I'm not gonna say anything, but
I don't know, but
I
he can
am
juggle.
definitely taking a mental note. Oakley is about the fact that these are talking animals that go around murdering other animals that don't talk, or at least
yeah.
run
That
around
was
like
my next
regular
question.
animals.
Do the barbarians speak? Do they like? Are they sentient? Do they think?
Um.
It
Well,
seems like the problem
we
is that
tried
they
to
do
communicate.
think, but incorrectly.
We try to communicate with them, and they choose not to respond. We invite them to tea, and they do not show up. We offer them food and in exchange for some labor, and they choose to instead run off, undressed, unwashed, unclean, to fornicate in the woods.
So this dude's just been going up to wild animals and being like, "Why don't you want to be in society?"
And then
I
killing them.
And this
Roar! He
cow
goes,
just moves
okay,
at
I'm
him.
gonna take your skin.
I was introduced to the wonders of the world when I was given as many carrots as I could carry by simply walking the forest paths and coming back and reporting what I saw. I slowly learned the greater ways. I learned what a house was. I learned how to garden so I could make my own carrots and food and snacks. I learned how to put on clothing to protect myself from unwanted advances and the other barbarians that I had to deal with back in my wilder days.
So I got a question. Did you eat like, I don't know, a weird looking fruit or something, uh, and go from like, one of them to like how you are now?
No, I simply understood the rationale of a fine young dog who stumbled upon me grazing in one of his fields. He spoke to me eloquently and educationally, and I saw his points and joined his town.
So, like a missionary, or
No, I was
your siblings also do you have siblings who are also of similar quality as you? Or
um
are they barbarians? Have they not seen the quote unquote lights?
I have tried
Killed
to
all of them.
convince my family of the safeties and the benefits of living in a polite society, but alas, they would rather run around and sow their wild oats without any discern. Um,
And you like are just letting them do that because they're family, right?
well, I respect their decision, and I have no reason to go after my kin. Now, I will be honest and say I will be
Okay.
disappointed and sad if someone from the polite society were to stumble upon them in a hunting expedition, or they make their way into a trap or something. But alas, that is the natural order of things. They prescribe to that world view by simply living in that environment. You do not look
So
down
what I'm
upon
getting out of this
you,
is that
you don't look upon the fox for eating the hen. It's just the natural order of things. It's just if the fox decides to join together with other foxes and work together towards their better goal, it just so happens that they can eat more hens more easily.
I would like to pull a Kaede and Willow away a second and whisper,
Okay,
guys,
you pull them aside.
yeah, I'm whispering, but I'm gonna talk out loud.
Cool.
Guys, I'm pretty sure the polite society turned this dude into a sociopath, and we're about to go hang out with a bunch of like sociopathic enemies. And I've seen South Park.
It kind of scoffs. You kind of see its ear twitch, and it kind of scoffs as you try to whisper to Kaede as a kind of this large rabbit.
It's a rabbit.
It's a rabbit.
Do you say that? So Kaede can laugh in character.
I say it like quieter, but
just
absolutely out loud in a realization that he was hearing you the whole time.
What's South Park?
You don't know what
Never
South
mind.
Park is?
It's an anime.
Oh,
Anime.
no, not so. Is this one of those pop culture references? Is it for people who
TV show.
watch? Yeah, okay. Maybe not talk so loudly.
Anyway, I take offense to you calling me sociopathic. Again, allow me to ask you a question.
I mean, technically, they are following the laws of society. That is
We are also
the opposite.
not following just the laws of society. We are following the laws of nature still. You see,
Which is one that is governed by your society.
One that would be governed by the not unsocieties also the barbarians' own existence. For again, you don't besmirch the bear for eating the salmon. It's the natural order of things.
So if your Mr. Fox friend that we saw on the ground back there decided that he was hungry and he just grabbed you up and ate you, nobody would blink.
See,
because
but no,
the order of nature.
The order of nature would be for him to grab one who is not civilized. For we have put aside our differences towards a common goal of survival. We have accepted the limitations on certain freedoms, such as his freedom for him to reach forward and slaughter me as a wild barbarian fox may do, in order for us to work together so he may eat more chicken and meet other less civilized rabbits. For we work together on these common goals.
Are there layers of civility? Are you only in polite society or barbarian, or are there those who are
Ride the line.
Who are working towards civility, who have just found civility and are trying to turn their back from barbarianism? Or are there those that are of higher status in society as well?
We are more than willing to help forward those who are willing to put aside the past and learn to grow as creatures in this world. And, of course, there are those who see themselves above all others, but, again, you see that in nature itself, the leader of a pack and such. It's merely the way things work. In a deep philosophical conversation with a rabbit man.
For me,
Well, I was gonna say, it's very funny that they're in this deep philosophical conversation, and I'm imagining a cut to Hazel and Ash just making pleasant small talk with the other animals.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Just talking about
we were just
nothing.
having like a chill time. Like,
I'm
hey,
talking
so
gardening with a couple of the rabbits.
Willow isn't condemning him externally. Definitely internally, but not externally. She's just honestly curious about what their society is about.
Um,
I don't know what fable this is, but this is fucked up Zootopia for sure.
I mean, isn't that just Zootopia was fucked up because they're like, you gotta eat the bugs. Um,
Bugs, man. They the shit.
and also like, all the predators are on meth. These predators are not on meth. Anyway,
Not in this one.
after a long, lengthy, and in-depth discussion about this, the town of Bremen, or Bremen, socioeconomic policies and opinions towards the animals who don't prescribe to living life in an organized and structured way, you make your way back to the grotto to see Hazel and Ash engaged in pleasant small talk and pleasantries with the other 6 animals of the group.
While they were gone, I did want to ask them about the man that we originally came to the Feywild to find. After, having
Oh
like, a
yeah,
little small
the
talk
actual
about, like,
mission we're on.
yeah. I mean, I was gonna start off by being like, "Hey, so does it always snowy here? Because it's winter where we're from." So I was just curious if the seasons work the same. But then lead into the "Hey, have you seen this man?"
They're kind of like, "Oh
Stole
yeah, no,
something."
it's been winter for about how many sleeps do I think it's been?
I understand it must be hard to count sleeps when you're a goose, so
Carry
no worries, I get it.
carry the 1, divide by 2. Well, I don't know.
How are you dividing?
What are you dividing?
Probably about the last 100, 200 sleeps or so. It's been winter. About 7, 8. It's been nighttime. It's hard to say. Time shifts at a whim here.
Yeah, that seems fair.
As for Yakis, you're asking about any Yak? I don't know any, but we get back to town, we can ask around a bit, or I'm sure we could use some of our connections to see if we can put out some reachers to figure it out. Sounds like a
Unless
satyr
we
name.
totally burn that bridge.
Sounds like a satyr name to me. Iakis. Iakis, Bacchus, Dionysus. All those us names.
I don't quite know if that's how that works, but I get what you mean. Also, he would have a fancy scepter with him.
I don't know nothing
that's
about.
another
I don't know
avenue.
nothing about that. But
Yeah,
like
no,
I
that's
said,
fair.
we can ask around when we get back at town. Put some feelers out with the other scout groups. Maybe some inroads with some merchants. Don't worry, I know a couple people. We can take care of you. After all, we're not goosified anymore, are we, huh?
I sure would hope not. We went through a lot to try and de-goosify you.
Oh, you look like it. He kind of
Do you know
knows
that
you.
there are
Hi,
tree monsters here that can walk through other trees?
Oh,
That was a
yeah,
twist.
tree guardians, sacred trees and things. You'll run into those if you're. Oh, you're not around from around here. That's
Oh,
right.
we're not.
Oh, that. Yeah, no. Just watch out for sacred trees. Those things will come after you, and as long as you got as long as you got a remnant of it, they'll try to beat you down and protect it and things. But
We're here, right?
Well, I'll walk.
You're
out
walking
the
in,
sacred
in the
trees
middle
and
of
you
this
watch out for
conversation.
wood witches.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wood witches, wood spirit, tree spirit. It's all stuff you gotta watch out for.
There's a lot of problems with the woods around here, isn't there?
Well, it's problems with the woods everywhere, you know. You gotta really look out for things. Luckily, we don't have to
Those
worry
woods
about
are
predators.
wily.
Luckily, we don't have to worry about too many big predators around here. We got that under control, luckily. Plenty of small
I'm
game
gonna say
and
this
things.
a little quietly, so that way Hazel doesn't necessarily I've never seen a bear here juggling while riding a unicycle, so I'm not quite sure if that one is real or not.
So as this kind of conversation is going on, Kaede and the rest of the group walks in, with the floating disc. Quincy kind of comes over and starts handing out the armor to everyone, and some you can kind of see the rabbits all have these different kind of plaid kilts, and the fox and the cat kind of have more longer pants They're pretty loose though. They kind of fit their weird.
They walk like normal animals, right? They don't walk like on hind legs or anything.
No,
They walk on hind
they
legs.
kind of walk on their hind legs, but it's like really awkward and kind of forced balance.
Okay.
Some of them are a little bit better at it than others. Like the rabbits, they've got really good like foundations, but like the fox and the cat, they've kind of got to wobble a little bit. It's not quite anything they're necessarily used to. Every now and again, they do kind of get down on all fours, but they try to avoid it for the most part.
Okay.
Once they kind of get their spears, though, they're a lot more stable. Being able to kind of stick that in the ground and balance themselves. Hamlet kind of looks over at Quincy, and Kaede, Oakley, and Willema says, "You guys look a little tense. Everything all right?"
Yeah, just learning new information every day. How are you doing?
Oh, really warming up to these fellas here. Isn't that right, Ash?
Yeah, that's right. Oh shit. Ash would have called his name.
Hamlet.
I was not paying attention. Hamlet, right, thank you. That's right, Hamlet. Also, he's not the Hamlet that we've heard of, which is, I think, fortunate for him, honestly.
He kind of looks at you again and kind of says, "You keep saying that. This Hamlet guy must have it rough."
Yeah, he has a real rough time.
It's not great.
It's literally known as
for
a
him.
tragedy, so not good.
And he's like,
Not just known as, like, it's one of the big examples.
Wow. Famous fella. Anyway, Quince, these guys were asking about an Iacus? Some Sata guy, probably. I told him we'd put out some feelers after we take him back to town. That okay with you? And Quincy kind of looks at Kaede, Oakley, and Willow and kind of says, "That's fine with me, but I don't know if these three are wanting to come with us."
Oh, I'm
You're more than
happy.
to.
Thank you.
I want to imagine the look that Ash and Hazel must share about, like, what the fuck did they do?
What the fuck happened on this walk?
Just went to go pick up some clothes and they pissed off the rabbit.
We were over here having a great time hanging out with our new animal friends in the Feywild, and they were, I don't even know.
Not okay with animals eating animals, apparently.
It's the skinning problem. That's the.
Well, they're not letting them go to waste. It's not like
I understand
the wearing the skin part also makes that a little bit weird, though.
Again, though, they're not letting just like the death go to waste. It'd be worse if they just ate a bunch of beef and didn't do anything with the skin.
Yeah, Kaede's fine with that part. I was thinking, what Kaede was thinking was they were just also talking animals that just didn't exactly prescribe to their way of life, so they murdered them and took their skin.
No, they're not talking
If they're
animals.
just normal animals, that's fine, because that's what we do. Like, we kill cows and take their skin.
The problem, though, is that they are also animals.
So are we.
Yeah, okay,
Humans
so
are
do you
animals
want
too.
some of my vegetarian recipes, or?
I would like to say I was also thinking they were killing, like, their brothers and sisters, and that's why I was gathering more information.
If there were humans that didn't talk and just hung out in the wild, did you go fucking murder them and wear their skin?
JJ, you have heard my D&D criteria for killing something. If it cannot communicate with me, it deserves death.
Yeah.
Also, there are animals that are very genetically similar to human that aren't civilized. Like, no, we don't go kill them because there's nothing of them that we can really use, but if we could use something from monkeys, humans would probably kill them to gather it.
Yeah.
It's a better word, not monkeys, but...
Anyway. You guys are kind of
Oakley's battling with some deep philosophical things.
Oakley's really
Kinda sick
considering
of this
Oakley's
becoming
been
whole
on a
thing.
real journey.
Oakley's really considering becoming
Oakley's
a
been on a real
vegetarian all
journey.
of a sudden. Oakley's going to go up to Hazel and be like, "Hey, you're like vegetarian, right?" And Hazel's going to be like, "No, I started eating meat because it's so ethically sourced." I mean that's what's happened, isn't it? Hazel's like, I'm sick of trying to be a
A
vegetarian.
combination of that and just convenience.
You're like, oh, they're ethically
Like
sourced.
we're not factory farming here, you know.
Yeah. If it was like magically magic enlarge and then slaughter, or like some sort of magic to like force grow the cattle, that would be a little iffy. That'll be a little.
I feel like
difficult.
magic enlarged wouldn't be like as like ridiculous as like putting mass groups in a single like cell basically.
You could enlarge it after it was dead.
That's true. Yeah. An object. Anyway, regardless, one of the other rabbits kind of takes the lead and begins backtracking its way through the forest. This one seems to be a little bit more confident in its normal form than it was in the goose form.
When I was talking to Hamlet, I really did have to find out who was in charge, who led us on a literal wild goose chase around the forest for like 3 hours.
Quincy was in charge, or is in charge, but
Or tried to go out.
it was really hard for him to try to maintain effective control and delegate while in goose form. So he tried to rely on his lackluster sense of direction, when in reality, one of the other rabbit folk should have been probably leading the way at the time.
I was hoping it was Quincy's fault since he was the one who was out of the room when I asked whose fault it was.
It's Quincy's fault. It takes a few hour walk before it's been a pretty long day at this point before some of the animals kind of start groaning about wanting to set up camp for the night and look for some food and things. So you kind of slow down, set up camp, and take another short rest. You can heal some hit dice if you want.
I don't get my max HP.
An hour short left, or are we going to sleep?
You're going to sleep.
Okay. I am going to do arcane recovery.
So, you're probably going to do your bubble for yourself.
Yes.
So
Katie probably does it every night, no matter what.
Yeah,
If
probably.
people want to sit in there, they can. She allows the party through all the time.
Yeah.
Are we doing get the chef stuff again? If rolling hit dice.
Oh, you didn't get it before because you didn't have good food. I'm gonna say probably not. You don't have really like a source of stuff to cook with. Most of what the rabbits and animals are kind of gathering is like berries and like pine nuts and things. Real subsistence food. More than anything. You could try going hunting. To try to get something like some game or something, but
Nope, I am way too afraid I'd accidentally hit a sentient creature right now.
It's real easy to distinguish them. They kind of let you know because they're the ones who wear clothes
And are on their hind legs.
and are more than likely on their hind legs. Yes.
Okay, fuck it. I'll try to go.
Roll a survival check.
Although, because I did not hear all the other stuff that they talked about, I'm like a little confused at first that they're okay with it, but then I'm like, alright, cool.
I mean, there's a cat and a fox.
I did not do well.
You do not manage to find anything. You kind of try to sneak up on some stuff, but everything you sneak up on gets scared away. The next After
you
about
know, it's been a long day.
after about 8 hours of rest, you all wake up and continue on your way. It's about a few hours after lunch, after you guys stop for a minute and eat. So, you start coming across some people. There's a it'd probably be about like 5 or 6 in the evening at this point, but you start coming across every now and again a couple animal folk, kind of traveling along some pleasant trees, just kind of going between towns, independent people, maybe going out to their own little cottages and things, off in the distance. But you set down for the night, you bed down, and I would like someone to roll me a percentile, please.
I don't remember how many hit dice I used last time, so I don't know how many I'm working with. I need to heal, though. Oh, you know what? I could use Goodberry and Starry Chalice.
You could.
It's not really any reason not to burn the spell slot, you know?
Now, Ash, I'd like you to tell me...
Assuming I was doing it at the end of a day, you know?
I'd like you to tell me if you think you're going to roll... If you've rolled lower or higher than I'm going to roll.
I got a 24, right? Sorry, I was scrolling back up through messages.
Yes, you got a 24.
It looked like last... then I'll say lower. Hazel, it looked
I
like
rolled a
last
21.
time we did this, you rolled 2d8. Well, fuck.
You also don't get spell slots back after you go to sleep. You gotta sleep for 10 days. Or 7 days.
It's like a week of rest and a good bed.
Oh, I keep forgetting that. Okay.
So, yeah, Hazel, it looked like
I hate
rolled
hit dice. They
2d8
confuse
last
me
time
so
we did hit
badly.
dice.
It's
So
easier
I
in
think you
3.5.
used up 2.
Is it?
It is.
Okay, and I have 5 hit dice to start with,
Yes.
and I get half of them back when I do what?
A long rest.
So the 7-day rest.
Yes.
Well, I gotta get these hit points, so I guess I'll
Also,
do another 2.
If you use any hit dice, you get a d6 from me, and you always get your con modifier times the number of dice you use.
You also get a D8 from Willow.
No, because we don't have the food for Chef.
Oh. How many
That's
do
why I
we
was
need
trying to
days
go
of
hunting.
rations for each person? Or do we just need 1 day?
I'd say probably it's more a quality issue than a quantity issue. There's only so much
I only
you
have
can.
so many spices.
There's only so much you can do with hardtack and dried meat, kind of thing.
Speaking of,
Trevor, what did you
how
say
many-
your extra die is?
a d6.
And
And
remember,
make sure
you
you
add
add
your
3 times your con.
con for each hit die.
Yeah, my con is +1.
Okay. So
Also,
another.
I forget,
Did
do
we
I need an
figure out
exclamation point on
rations?
Ouchie?
The animals have been providing enough food for you guys for this time.
Okay, thank you.
They're used to this area. They're a forward scout. They're pretty well trained in survival. Enough for the 7 of them to be able to supply enough food for 4 people. Or 5 people. And another day goes by. You come across a few different merchants kind of coming through with their different wagons and things. If you guys would like to stop and buy some stuff, you could. You could see what they're selling. Otherwise, you guys could just try to book your way straight back to town if you would
I want
prefer.
to see what they're selling.
I mean, I'll see what they're selling.
I didn't bring a ton of gold with me.
I got some money, hun.
Give me a moment. I open this book up backwards. I will try to find the thing. Ah, there it is. Oh, I see. Someone roll me a D 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 9, 14. Someone roll me a D20.
Hey Cam, I have a very silly thing.
Okay.
As far as I can tell, by the wording of my like Tails feature, I would not lose my temporary hit points from sleeping overnight, but that feels a little strange to me.
No, that's correct.
Okay.
That's fine. It's until you roll a new one. That's how it's worded. It doesn't say or you take a long rest, right? Or anything.
Yeah, not that I see.
So it's until you roll again. So you can just keep them, or you lose them naturally. So
yeah.
Some of the other effects I think have a time limit in them specifically.
Yeah.
So that's probably balanced that out. You got a 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So you see a kind of traveling merchant. They've got kind of a cart full of different fishing gear. For the most part, there's lures, there's hooks, there's rods. There's like a collapsible fishing rod, like that telescopes out. That's kind of like a cane pole. There's some like bow fishing arrows. So basically just like an arrow with a thin piece of like rope attached to the end, like a pretty lengthy piece of twine attached to like a weight at the end so it doesn't get pulled all the way into the water. That's kind of like what one of the merchants has, that kind of stuff. It's like a little otter person.
Write these down.
Like a
What?
Can someone be
that's
writing
just
these
adorable.
pulling kind of their little wagon cart behind them. They've
I'm not
got.
gonna ask, but do I see the otter person with a favorite rock in their little pouch?
Make a perception check.
Probably not.
No, you don't. You kind of look them over. They're kind of wearing like a kind of green, like emerald green cloth, kind of like traveler's cloak, and some kind of like black, kind of rough fabric and things. Someone else roll me a d20.
I had done one earlier and got an 8.
Oh, you got an 8. I missed that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is a little. I say little. It's pretty sizable. For what kind of creature it is. It's several little foot tall mole. And it's kind of pushing a cart with what looks to be some sort of tobacco. There's a barrel of darks, like dark mead, dark's ale. A bag of seeds, apple seeds, some potatoes that they're selling by the pound, various kind of like agricultural products. There's a there's a cauldron, like a cooking cauldron. That comes with kind of a big, large wooden ladle. If you want to buy any kind of that stuff, I'd like. If not, I'd like one more d20. Not Hazel, not Kayede.
We should probably buy some of that food, right?
12. Okay. So this little gopher mole person kind of squinting their eyes says, "You'd like to buy some food? You'd like to buy some food, huh? I can do that.
Mhm.
What kind of things would you like, my dears?" We've got some potatoes. We've got some pipeweed. I've got some. I've got some nuts and seeds. I've got some sunflower seeds. Uh, I've got. I think I've got a crate of carrots around here under something, and they kind of hop into their little cart and begin moving around some kind of sacks and cloths and things.
I'd love some potatoes and carrots.
Well, the potatoes are 5 copper pieces a pound. As for the carrots, I think I'd be about the same. 5 copper pieces a pound, my dear. As I kind of rummage through and pull out a set of scales and begin setting them up. Do you have a sack, or do you need to purchase one of those too?
I hand out the haversack.
Oh, damn, they have a bag tax here in Animalville?
Just a bunch of loose potatoes up in there.
It kind of it kind of sets a basket on the thing and says, "Well, I can weigh out how much would you like, Ben?"
Well, I'd like to make a stew of some kind. Uh, maybe 3 pounds?
3 pounds each.
Yeah, 3 pounds of each. And then, do you have any herbs?
Spices.
It kind of digs around. I've got some dried rosemary and a little bit of sage. I think I can throw in for free.
Both would be wonderful, thank you.
Just a little bit for my personal supply. Anyway, so that's 6 pounds of produce. That'll be 3 silver pieces or 30 copper, please.
Perfect. I will hand over 3 silver pieces.
They kind of take it and meekly kind of tuck it into a pouch off to their side as they kind of nod their head and say, "Thank you, thank you. I must be going now.
Oh, I've.
Safe travels."
How much for the?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, you need to shop and buy stuff too?
How much?
Hazel is
How
just
much
standing
for?
behind there.
I've just been patiently waiting my turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I
how much
didn't see you
for
there,
pipeweed?
dear.
It was potatoes and what?
Carrots.
Carrots.
What were you looking for, Hazel?
Pipeweed.
Pipeweed? Well, a pouch of pipeweed will run you 1 gold piece, pouch included.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Would you like ground or whole leaf?
Whole is fine.
As it kind of rummages around to a small kind of parchment sack full of this
Where are you buying
dried
to that
leaf.
pack and just grow it?
I assume the spices weight is negligible.
It's negligible, yeah.
I'm wanting to try something new and interesting here. I'm hoping this turns out to be the shit Gandalf was smoking.
Anyway, anyone else? I can't quite see. My eyes aren't the greatest. No? Okay. Well, you all
You
have.
said there's
Chuckle at
a
that.
fisherman.
Yeah, there was a fisherman. You kind of passed on your way, earlier in the day.
Gotcha.
But a little while later, you come across another merchant, and they are selling. I missed my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. They seem to be selling kind of a lot of more industrial things. They've got a lot of kind of shovels, pickaxes, a lot of like heavy kind of materials, mostly made out of like kind of rough stone. And this is kind of a very kind of imposing like donkey guy kind of trekking along with this pretty sizable cart of a lot of heavy kind of masonry and things, some tools and the like. But beyond that, you kind of continue on for a little bit, and I would like
God, I
someone.
wish this was Skyrim,
Um,
so I could just grab the pickaxe for later use.
But
so
you couldn't.
a little while later.
Yeah, but it'd have weight and shit.
I mean, it does in Skyrim too.
That's true.
I mean, I
The
thought you were
weight
going
in
to say a whole
Skyrim's
thing
negligible.
about...
It's heavy in
because if it
Skyrim.
was-
Oh, precious carry weight on a pickaxe. Anyway.
You use that to mine ores, though.
Yeah, and who mines ores in Skyrim?
I do.
It's a waste of time.
Okay.
And most mines you go into, there's a pickaxe you can just use. That's already there. But anyway, you all bed down again one more night as Quincy kind of informs you that you're probably about another day away, but you're almost to the town of Bremen. I would like someone to roll me a percentile, please, or yeah.
Damn.
Willow, do you think you rolled higher or lower than I'm going to roll? So you kind of go to sleep.
Cameron, I love that you did still roll.
I didn't wait for the response. Well, there was a 1 in 100 chance that we rolled the same, and she couldn't be correct either way, Madison.
That's true. That's true.
You gotta think about that. So later that night, are you cooking? Willow, are you making like a vegetable stew? Or
I'm wondering if she's... But, of course, she just rolled.
Are you still there?
Honk once for yes, twice
Right.
for no.
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
I've been trying to quietly eat these celery, but I'm pretty sure you guys have been hearing me the whole time because I'm muting at the wrong time.
Oh no, we haven't been hearing anything from you, is the problem.
Yeah.
Well, okay. No one's doing the healing thing, but I still want to make a kind of good meal tonight. So, yeah, I'm gonna make a stew.
Yeah, celebrate our last night on the road and stuff.
Yeah.
It's hearty. It's
I'm busting
filling.
out this pipeweed too. I want to try it.
Okay. You bust out the pipeweed. You kind of crush up a little bit, put in your bowl and your pipe. It is. This pipeweed is kind of a little spicy, a little warm, but it's kind of smooth at the same time, full-bodied, kind of a little bit of a nice like head buzz, like you're just kind of mellowed out and focused, like waiting, just kind of enjoying your current circumstance. You know, who would have thought
Lovely.
you'd be on the road in a fantasy in two dimensions removed from your normal one. You know, like
With talking animals.
it's really bringing clarity and like the surreality of your situation to you. Like you're watching Willow.
Y'all, at the end of this mission, we might have a different problem because I might just want to stay here.
Like Willow, you see Willow making like a big stew of rabbit or a big stew of potato stew while like chit chatting with a rabbit, while like Ash is having a conversation with a fox, and there's just a cat, just kind of like a large cat dressed in leather armor and pants,
Just
kind of
living
like
out all of my cottage core dreams.
sunning its exactly, kind of sunning on a rock in the corner.
Hey,
I have the
Hazel, you
feeling
want some
that I did
boost?
not mean to become best friends with Hamlet, and yet now we are somehow, and I'm a little confused by it, but it's okay.
I think I made friends with some of the rabbits. I think we taught gardening a lot.
There you go. So when Willow is getting ready to play,
Throw some ale in this shit.
getting ready to serve up the meal to everyone, the cat, who whose name I just had written down and put it underneath a different thing. Here it is.
Quincy?
Kitty Purry.
Oh, no, the cat.
No, Leopold.
Mm.
Kind of sits down and says thank you, eats the meal, but pulls out this kind of small, kind of like reeded instrument. Not like a clarinet or anything, but kind of much smaller, and begins just kind of playing kind of a nice, relaxing kind of melody as you guys kind of eat and make your way through the evening. The next day, you all wake up, make your way back onto the road, and I would like 1 percentile roll, please.
All of us or just somebody?
Just
One.
one.
Oh, that's a rough one.
Okay.
Yeah. Lower.
So, as you kind of make your way forward to town, running into more and more weird animal folk, there's a couple other merchants selling kind of food and other things heading into town, but the one thing that kind of catches your eye as kind of strange is what can be described as like a large anaconda or a python. Definitely some form of constrictor kind of slithering its way down the road wearing what can only be described as like a tube shirt tunic that's just kind of covering the like immediate neck down of the creature, and then this very long kind of flowing dress, basically just kind of this loose circle ring of fabric that's kind of getting dragged on the ground as it slithers, but kind of strapped to its waist is a series of small different drums that it kind of whips its tail around as it's slithering down the road, kind of beating on them with each kind of whip of its tail to keep kind of a rhythm, kind of thump, 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 just kind of playing through the different notes as it kind of makes its way through. They kind of stop as you guys are walking past and wrap their tail around a kind of like a feathered cap, like a Robin Hood green red plumed kind of feather off as they kind of bow as they kind of continue slithering their way through town, or away from town rather. Eventually you do make it to the town of Bremen. It's about 4 or 5 hours in, so about midday if you were to be in a normal day-night cycle. At this point, the sky has started to almost lighten a little bit, you've noticed, as more time has passed in this place. But sure enough, you come across a pretty sizable town. Most of the buildings seem to be built for people of large stature, larger than human stature, with kind of several smaller ramps and doors built in for accessibility for the slightly smaller large animal folk. But you see creatures of all different species and type. Like I said, there was an otter, there's some chickens, a bunch of rabbits, a few foxes, cats. There's a couple large kind of horses who are just kind of dressed in you've seen that picture of that haberdashed horse walking mostly on all fours. Have you seen that image?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You said haberdashed horse walking on all
There we go.
fours.
Yeah, there you go. This.
Oh, I have seen
That's a
that.
very dapper horse.
some of them kind of dressed like in a similar pattern to that. Not quite, that style, but
If you look up haberdashed horse on all fours, you get a woman who walks and gallops like a horse.
I was talking about the
Did
Tale
you see
DnD
Haberdash?
suit.
Internet.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a full-fledged town. There's people talking and shopping. As you guys kind of make your way into the initial town, most of the group kind of says their apologies and dashes off, and goes back to their individual lives, returns home to their family. Quincy says he's got to go report to his superior, but in the meantime, he'll talk to he'll lead you to an inn and get you set up to stay for a little while. While he goes and talks to his boss, basically. I assume we want to probably roll for the inn name because
yeah.
Of course.
because of course.
Do you want to use yours or the back of my book?
I mean, I've already got mine
Cool.
here with me, so it's easier. Once I find it, but it should be. Is it like the first table? It's somewhere. It's early. That's beers. Or random drinks. Random bard, random thieves, kneel before the gods, random assassins, random crafting, random
Should we not be
merchants,
using the random assassin's tables when we're in the cute animal
Castle.
village?
wild beasts, and spicy herbs, potions.
Every table but the one we need.
I wonder if the one we need probably got pulled out because it's one we use. I did. It got pulled out because we used a lot. I got it.
Cool. Do you want to use the Tavern Vibe variant that I have on here?
What?
There's a Tavern
Oh, vibe. No, I think the table gives a pretty good vibe most of the time. Just from the name alone. I need a D4. 4. And then I need a D100. So I need 2 D100s.
Someone else can do the other.
2D100.
Yeah, I need one more D100. A lot of people typing. No one actually.
I think everybody was like, "Oh," and someone else was typing and gave up.
14. The Thundering Lamb.
That's a good one.
So you
It's
guys,
gotta be run by a lamb, right? At least a sheep.
yeah.
A lamb that's like made out of electricity, right? Like the Pokemon.
A reap, the Pokemon.
Yeah.
For those. The one who I never remember.
I never remember.
Or like those golden rams from fucking or lambs from Elden Ring. Or sheep or whatever.
The Rams, yeah.
Yeah. They have the electrical roll and shit. Which is basically just the Pokemon.
So as you guys are led to the Thundering Lamb.
This was a really good snack. I put some cream cheese and some the seasoning on it. It was really good.
So, as you make your way into the Thundering Lamb, Quincy goes over to the bartender, this very large and if you ever thought you could see a sheep that's like ripped and absolutely shredded, this would be that sheep.
She
Gotcha.
lives.
Just incredibly muscular. It's kind of ludicrous looking. And Quincy kind of comes over and comes back and says, I've paid up front for each of you for a common room between all of you for the week. That'll be plenty of time for you to rest up and patch up your wounds or move out of here if you need to. But I'll be back here in a few hours, maybe later this evening. Before I head to sleep, and I'll see if I can drop off some money for you or some sort of reward. I know. Hamlet had said that you guys wanted us to ask around about Antiochus, but I can ask my boss to send out a notification to the other squads, and I know Hamlet said he was going to go around and talk to some of his merchant and out-about buddies, some mischief makers and runners about town. But I've got to go. I'm about like I said, about 3 weeks late to reporting back in, but at least it'll be a good report and an excusable absence. So it's been a pleasure to meet you all. I'm glad we could bring you here to the town of Bremen. Enjoy your stay, as he kind of hops his way out. Oh, and he says, "Oh, this is Mole, by the way. He's the owner and namesake of this place. He'll be taking care of you for a while. Anyway, have a good night. Bye." As he quickly hops away, and you can see him very quickly sprinting and hopping rapidly through the front kind of window of this building.
Hi, Quincy.
Dude
there
needs to chill
sunlight?
out.
No, it's
You
very
guys
bright
do that
moonlight.
for-
Right, it's like perpetual dusk, right? Kinda.
Right now it's like early dawn. But it's like there's a bright full moon.
Okay.
Like a very, very bright full moon. Like you can see kind of dim shades of things, for the most part. But the snow kind of makes it a lot brighter and easier to see generally. Alright, what are you guys doing? You're at the Thundering Lamb. Right now it seems to be kind of the lamb stage. It's a little quiet. Lunchtime, a little after lunchtime. It seems mostly just being Maul going about cleaning at the moment. He doesn't seem to pay you much mind. He just kind of gestures to a key on the counter. As he gets to his work. What are you guys doing?
Oh, was I
Big
muted again?
question. Yeah, I think you were.
Oh, should we check out our accommodations?
Sure.
Yeah.
Last
Yeah.
room on the left in the back.
Thank
Oh,
you.
no.
As he kind of points to the stairs. It's not a big room, but there's a couple of beds, a couple like queen size beds, or king size beds. There's a hearth, a small writing desk, a chamber pot, a little empty like a wash basin full of kind of at this point still kind of little old water, but it seems kind of clean. It's comfortable enough.
All right.
So did we talk at all about the weird ass conversations that we had?
Probably not.
Probably not, no. Unless you guys tried to sneak away from the animals at some point.
That doesn't sound wise.
Sounds like some of you do then.
I I agree, but that's why I was asking them if we talked about it.
I mean,
Well,
now would be the
I
time
hope
to
you
talk
really
about
had a
it.
reason
Yeah.
to bring it up.
Yeah. So, how much did you guys chit chat about the how the society fucking works with your crew?
Oh, I mean,
Because Quincy gave us the
Kinda just-
lowdown, and I'm uncomfortable.
kind of just talked a little, like, I kind of, just did some small talk to get to, like, know him a little bit better,
I mean,
and,
we have also been traveling with them for several days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is also true. We don't
Which
really
makes
talk
me
about the
feel-
structure of your society too much, and no one else has asked about the leather armor. So,
No one else has asked about the leather armor?
probably not.
They haven't asked about. My brain was thinking no one else asked about who the leather maker was because we could get some better armor. But I understand what you're saying now, Cameron. No one asked why it's leather armor. I got you.
Or what it's made out of, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
So my first thought, and why Ash has not brought it up, and I don't think he's even mentioning it now to people, because not like you mentioned the leather armor in game. Ash is like, oh, they must have vegan armor and like vegan leather.
I don't think I even thought that. I don't know if I even thought about it. Like, yeah, it's leather armor.
It's armor. Yeah, it's what we use.
Yeah.
It's what I use.
Came from a cow.
What's your fucking issue?
What's the problem?
Yeah, like I don't know that I even stopped to think about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Eddie just wants to get out of the Feywild. Its novelty is worn off.
That's fair.
Anyway, you guys are in Animalville. Animal Town, Animal Farm, Farmville, Zootopia. What are you guys doing? Like, you've
I
got...
mean, honestly, I don't want to do a lot except for rest up after all the fighting and wait to see if Hamlet and Quincy can get back to us on anything.
I want to go
Yeah.
gamble somewhere.
gamble.
Oakley's
I would
also
like to eat
gonna
a
rest
hearty
up.
lunch.
Is it in poor taste to play craps here and yell snake eyes?
It could be a little insensitive.
That's offensive.
Um,
I got nothing. I
mean,
don't know.
you
We kind of gotta wait until we hear something. We don't know anybody here.
I mean, you can go shopping. You can go look around.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go check out the
Yeah.
town.
I don't know how much...
I
see if
regret
they're
not
to
bringing
that.
my money with me. I specifically left like over 100 gold pieces at home because I was like, I don't need to carry that.
Well, you're probably about to get paid anyway for, saving a bunch of people.
True.
And he
Don't
did,
worry,
he did
Tide,
say
I
he'd come
can,
back with your payment later. So,
I can
Stick
also
around
French
and
you.
Buy stuff when he gets back with our money.
are you guys looking for anything in particular? Like stuff to help with your current situation? Are you just, poking about?
Let's find a magic item. What kind of magic items they have in the Feywild?
Okay, you're gonna try to see like a magic item shop.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, they roll an investigation.
I'm also cool
Nope,
for
that's not.
finding any.
That's the wrong chat, my friend.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, same chat you were just in, my
Not
friend.
only am I spelling it wrong, I'm putting it in the wrong chat. Come on, Aubrey. Read my private messages.
Add Avray to my DMs. You look around for a little bit, and you don't really see anything that stands out, like as special in Magic. You do see, a potion shop, that is PD's Perfect Potions, and there's Henrietta's Home Goods, which kind of catch your eye as potentially interesting. PD's Perfect Potions, because it's a potion shop, and there's all sorts of strange and mystical ingredients here, so who knows what you could find. And then Henrietta's Home Goods, because they promise things to make home life easier, such as pots that'll self-boil, that'll boil your water for you automatically, and brooms that'll sweep the floor for you. They also have
So this
I've
is an
seen
as
those
seen on
self-sweeping
TV shop.
brooms.
they also have kind of painted on the front Henrietta's Home Goods, help keep a tidy home tidy. And then below that it says recharging services, home goods, and other necessities.
I want to go to the potion shop first.
Okay. You step into Petey's Perfect Potions, and the place is filled with these rows upon rows of like perfectly lined up vials and little wooden holders. There's several clean or empty vials set up with their stoppers and things kind of up front. Off to the back corner, there's a section of various multicolored powders, pastes, and dried plant material. Behind the counter is this this kind of weasel man, very kind of long, lanky. He's kind of running along this shelf so he can kind of see over it. He's got little black goggles with kind of clear crystalline lenses, little black leather oiled gloves as he's kind of grinding and mixing these different concoctions and measuring out these precise amounts. As he kind of has intense focus, he sets his things down as you walk in, and a little bell rings, and he goes, "Welcome to Petey's Perfect Potions. How can I help you?"
Hey, I just wanted to see what potions you had.
And he says, "Oh, well, we've got all sorts of potions. We've got your standard. We've got some standard healing potions. I can sell you right now. Got a couple of those I made fresh this morning. We've got anything for your needs. You looking for anything specific, son? Or sonny? Sorry, daughter, lady, lass."
Lass.
As they kind of adjust their goggles.
Do you have anything that helps with like magic?
What do you mean by helps with magic?
Helps you recuperate lost magic. Things like that.
And he kind of sits there for a minute and he says, "Well, it's not necessarily a potion or anything, but there's a thing I can be made with infusion of some pipeweed and a little bit of thyme. Not very standard stuff, but I could do it in a custom order if you got a couple weeks or so."
I don't know if we have a couple weeks.
Not a usual order for a spell stick, but, you know, to each their own.
How much do your healing potions go for?
Healing potion, 50 gold pieces a pop.
Cameron, it only takes me 1 day to make a healing potion, right?
I think so, yeah.
Cool.
And then it's 25 gold in materials.
Yeah.
If you're more
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
Do you have anything that would increase someone's like strength or resistance, things like that?
Make you take a little bit of an extra hit.
Yeah.
I can sell you a little bit of endurance potion, I think. 75 gold pieces will be able to run you. It's a lot easier to fix damage than it is to stop it, you know?
Yeah, understandable. Well, I haven't got paid yet, so I thank you for telling me what you
Well,
have. I'll make sure to come
Turn the
back when
fan
we
off.
get our money.
Well, it's been a pleasure to have you at Petey's Perfect Potions.
Thank you. And she's gonna head to the other shop.
You all have a safe day now. As
does he have? Do you have items for making potions, or just the potions themselves?
Oh, of course. Wouldn't be a potion shop if I couldn't provide stuff to people willing to learn the craft themselves. As he kind of gestures to the various ingredients and things in the back corner, barrels, almost like a candy shop with sweets and things, but instead it's powders and dried herbs and stuff.
Beautiful.
Um,
We have a week here, right? So I'll take a couple days worth of healing potions and then just.
Alright, however many healing potions you're making times 25. That's how much
Yep.
gold it'll cost.
And then healing potions are a day. Are other spells a day's worth, or
If it's
just the
it's a
healing
level
potions?
1 spell. If it's level 1,
Okay.
it can just be a day 2.
Oh, cool.
But those costs would be a little bit different, depending.
Yes. 1 second.
Did we ever figure out how much spell? It's like 100 gold per scroll, right?
Something like that. I forget off
Yeah.
the top of my head. But so you make your way across to Henrietta's Home Goods.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me just a second. Let me make sure I write down the Petey's Perfect Potions, and then Henrietta's Home Goods. You make your way inside, and you see kind of a fair few people actually shopping about, kind of looking at the different stuff, waiting in line. The lady behind the counter is this kind of big duck, kind of dull, kind of brown feathers, and she kind of hands off this kind of wrapped in paper long parcel to someone before someone else kind of comes up and begins chatting with her. The lady seems to be kind of preoccupied, the shopkeep, at the moment. There's kind of walls full of different brooms, dusters. There's some cauldrons, pots, cutting boards. There's jars of dried spices and salts, peppers, and the like. There's some sort of display in the back corner that you can't quite make out from the front.
Is Willow still with me?
I imagine everyone's kind of gone with
I'm
you
assuming
guys.
we're all there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, nothing in here interests me, so I just gesture towards the building and everybody else and step back.
Alright, what's everyone doing?
1 second. I'm still trying to get the gold from the last guy sorted.
Did he tell us how much we got?
Well, she was buying things.
I think-
Oh, that's what you meant.
Willow was buying stuff to make more potions.
I was like, did I just miss him giving out gold completely?
But anyway, there's a display in the back. You can't quite make out what's on it, but it seems to be pretty sizable.
I'll go
Sure,
check that
I'll
out.
look at the display in the back. That seems fancy.
Okay. So you walk into the back kind of corner of the shop, and you can see several different things. There's a lot of motion kind of going on back here. There's a small kind of small little pot being full of water that's kind of simmering and boiling, and there's what looks to be like a wooden stick kind of in it that's spinning and stirring the pot as it's going, and you can see a plaque that says fantastic self-stirring spoons available now there's a feather duster that's kind of like shaking, vibrating back and forth on its shelf. That's fingerless feather duster as it's kind of shaking and dusting this shelf. There's a broom in the corner that's like selfless sweepers, and there's a big kind of painting that says guaranteed good for up to 50 uses. Um, Kind of like painted over everything. There's a few different like stacks of cauldrons in the corner that are just labeled as self-adjusting temperature cauldrons. Any temp, anytime. And all these sort of different home good items kind of scattered about doing their self-demonstration. What are you guys doing?
Molly would love this place. She never has enough help.
It's true.
Hmm.
Kind of tagline: keeping clean's never been easier. Willow, make a perception check. Kind of off to the side, you kind of notice this because of your kind of like your provocation to like cooking in things. You notice a kind of a little bit smaller display, kind of tucked away discreetly to the side where no one could really see you actively looking at it. You kind of catch out of the corner of your eye that says Silicin's secret spice, secrets for the home, or spices for the home cook. And then it kind of says below, they never have to know. And you can see like this display has been almost entirely emptied. There's like 3 pouches left of this stuff. They're kind of small. A little bit bigger than the side of a spice bottle probably. But you can see that this is a very popular product.
Yeah, I like spices. How much for the Silicon secret spices? What?
You kind of look at the sign a little bit closer now that you're paying more attention, and it says Silicon secret spices, only 5 electrum apiece.
Jesus
Oh.
right.
Electrum?
Why Electrum?
Why electrum?
Why?
Why electrum?
2.5. We haven't had to deal with Electrum much, ever.
No.
So do we at least know what Electrum is?
You would probably know that it's an alloy of gold and silver.
We don't know the conversion.
You haven't come across it yet.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any Electrum, so
So what are you gonna do?
Be sad.
Willow is very proud. I'll take the 3 of them.
Okay.
And I will. It says 5 Electrum.
That's 5 electrum, yeah.
Okay, I'll take the 3 of them, and I will go over and I will put down 8 pieces of gold, and I will say, this should take care of it, and I will leave the store.
Okay, so that's 15 pieces of electrum, right?
Yep.
So what would that end up being? That's 2 electrum to a gold, so that's like 7 and okay, yeah. You paid enough.
Mhm.
You overpaid a little bit, but you're proud. You don't have to know. The duck lady behind the counter kind of looks at you and says, Thank you. Thank you. Never have to. I didn't see you around here at all. As she kind of gives you a wink, looking at your purchase.
I have no idea what these spices do. That's fine. They never have to know, and neither do I.
So
Out of all the things here, is there like, I know it's more like home goods, but is there like a nice ink pen so that I don't have to write with like a quill?
probably not in this store, no. But make an investigation check to see if you've seen like a state. You could have been looking for like a stationery shop.
Okay. That's a decent roll.
So as you guys kind of leave this shop and begin shopping around, you kind of say, "Hey, I'd like to stop at like a stationery store." And eventually, you kind of look around and you notice kind of a small place, and it's called Mirabelle's Markables. And they've kind of got us out that said, the one-stop shop for stationery needs. Kind of like written filigreed below their tagline. You step inside and you see behind the counter this cat woman very carefully doing some calligraphy on a piece of parchment. She's very focused and almost doesn't notice you guys enter.
Hi. I don't suppose you guys have any like full refillable pens that I don't have to keep like dipping into an inkwell?
And she kind of finishes up her kind of long, delicate stroke. Lets out a very tense breath. And says, sorry, I was very focused. You said you need a pen that's not a dip pen?
Yeah.
It'll be a little expensive, but I think I have something I could interest you all in.
Okay, sure. What is it, and how expensive?
She kind of reaches down below the counter and pulls up a little wooden box, and you can opens it, and it's a really nice looking like fountain pen, and you can kind of see like a small.
Does it have a golden nib?
No, but you can kind of see like in the case there's
nice.
a little small kind of glass vial. Like the lady picks up the pen and kind of uncaps the vial and places it into a small compartment along the length of it, and begins writing with it. And she says, no need for dipping, just replace the cartridge every now and again and you don't have to worry about anything. It'll come with the box and the one refill of ink, but I do sell refills. The pen itself will cost 10 gold pieces. A refill is only one gold piece for black and 5 gold pieces for colored inks. Would you like parchment with that? I can provide that as well.
One second.
Hey, don't you usually need paper?
I don't think they'd have the paper I need, and I don't have the money for it.
And the lady kind of looks at you and says, kind of gasps, huh, I take a little offense to that. We are Mirabelle's Markables. We are your one-stop shop for all your stationery needs. We sell the finest papers, the finest parchments, and the finest inks, and also more affordable options for all price ranges. Thank you very much.
Well, what kind of paper do you have for spellcasting?
And she kind of says, the standard types, those to take rare and exotic inks, which I also sell. Highly absorbent, highly durable.
How much?
I mean, it's the standard price.
It's the standard price? Okay, then yeah. I still don't have enough money for it.
Well, yeah, but she was more offended at the fact that you said she didn't have them. See what the fact that you didn't have the money wasn't the issue. The fact that you're like, I can't find these here.
I didn't think I could.
For all your, it's right on the door. All your stationary needs. Anyway, Trevor, Ash, are you gonna buy the cartridge pen?
Yeah. I think if Ash would like pretty color. Yeah, he'll probably get like one red ink cartridge and then just like normal ink cartridges, because what's the next time he's gonna find somebody that sells ink cartridges? He doesn't know.
That's fair. Yeah. Go ahead and mark
so
off
it
the
was
cash.
1 gold per each normal ink cartridge and 5 for colored.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So okay. So I think that's a total of 25 gold for me for my fancy pen and ink.
Yes.
You guys have any sort of magic sketchbooks?
She kind of raises one eyebrow. I guess cats don't really have eyebrows. She kind of raises one whiskered eye. I guess they kind of do. She kind of looks at you and says, "What do you mean by magic?"
I don't know, to be honest.
She kind of says. She kind of says that's a little beyond the realm of stationery. But we do sell papers and inks required for spell casting and delicate inscriptions. Also more disposable papers required for scroll work and things, but no, to my knowledge, I do not have access to any form of individual magic book. Henrietta's Home Goods would seem like a place to stop if they didn't have anything, though.
They would have magic spell books?
Well, it's,
I'll go look.
I don't know about necessarily what you're looking for. If you've been there and they're not advertised, then probably not. But I don't look into those kind of things. And she kind of gestures, and she's actually she kind of sits there for a moment. She kind of says, "Oh wait, now that I think about it, my broom does need a recharge. I might have to stop back there later after work tonight. Thank you for bringing that up and reminding me."
Quick question. I did see something advertised there for the Silicon's secret spice, and I completely forgot to ask. Do you know what that is?
She kind of looks you over and says, looks at you and says, "No, I'm unfamiliar with Silicent's secret spice. I don't do much cooking
Insight
myself."
check.
Okay, yeah, roll an insight check. She seems to be telling the truth.
Damn. Well, thank you.
I happen to know with my passive insight, which I think is 18.
She's not lying. She's not a huge cook.
Okay.
Um.
But does she think that Willow bought the spice?
She's really just kind of like confused why you're asking about a product and not her shop.
That makes more sense.
More than anything. But you guys leave. What was her name? Mirabelle's Markables, and have whatever. Probably like an hour or so before you can expect Quincy to be back. It's about dinner time.
Should we just head back to the inn and have dinner then?
Yeah. I mean, ideally, meals would come with the stay, but if not, we can obviously pay for that.
You guys make your way back and talk to Mole, and he kind of comes back a few minutes later with a few loaves of bread, some vegetable stew, some fruit. There's a roast chicken, normal sized chicken, that he brings out as well, for you guys all to eat. He brings out a pitcher of ale, a pitcher of milk, pitcher of water for you guys, just to have your things. A little bit later in the evening, that bar begins picking up, and you can kind of hear the heavy footsteps kind of echoing throughout the building. You finish up eating, and you can kind of hear, or kind of waiting, you see Quincy scamper in, come over and says, sorry, I had to go and talk to my boss and stuff. Here's your payment, you fine folks. As he puts kind of like 5 separate pouches, and he says, I already had it all split up for you, just to make things easy and simple. What was it? Kind of says there, he says, I think it was 200 Electrum pieces apiece, was what we could find in the budget for all of you. And
That's very generous. Thank you.
he says,
real quick, what is the conversion of Electrum to other currencies?
1 Electrum is 2 silver, and 1 Electrum is half a gold. That's wrong.
Thank you.
That's
You
so
want
wrong.
Electrum to 5 silver?
It's 5 silver. Yeah, my bad. That was me doing math wrong.
Oh, this area is so fantastical that like even math doesn't work the same.
I'm bad at counting. I'm bad at math. Anyway, and he says, I'm sorry to tell you though, we won't be able to ask around about that Iakis fella for a week and a half. None of our scouts are back except the regiment that got back today, which is us. So, to get any information out, it'll be that long. But Hamlet told me that tomorrow he'll ask about after he wakes up and see if anyone around here knows anything and put out some words for his traveling friends and things. So if you guys stick around for a little while, I'm sure we could find some information. But if you have to get going on the road and hunt him out yourself, that's perfectly understandable. But to each their own.
Thank you. We greatly appreciate your help.
No, thank you. Probably would have been at least another 2-3 weeks to a month at least until we all managed to make your way home. It wasn't for all of you. So I'm gonna get going. See you guys around, I guess. Anyway, I'm just happy to not be a goose anymore and back in civilization. But farewell, as he kind of hops his way out of this bar, kind of covers his long, floppy ears with his hands because it's really loud in here, and makes his way out.
Just put that into my inventory as gold pieces.
I want to say no, but I guess. Go ahead.
We got how much again?
You got 100 gold pieces.
So 200 Electrum. I'm putting Electrum down.
Yeah, 200 Electrum.
Okay.
Mainly because all these people here deal in Electrum.
At least a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know
Good question.
how
Is
to
there an
add
easy
Electrum.
way to get Electrum into my coin pouch?
Is
Yeah, that's what I'm
Electrum,
trying to
wait,
figure out
is
also.
Electrum
You
not
make an
show up on the
item.
coin pals on Dice Cloud?
No.
Correct.
Oh, just do gold then. Never mind. I didn't realize that they didn't. That's annoying. That's stupid. Come on, Dice Cloud. It's valid currency.
Oh, it's not.
It is. I'm gonna add Electrum to 3.5 when we switch to it.
Oh, Cameron, please.
Just to make
I
things
was excited.
difficult.
What?
Does Electrum kill the excitement?
Yes.
Darn. Fine. I guess I won't add Electrum. But so you guys got like a week of downtime, presumably, unless you guys decide to book it out right now. But it's up to you.
I mean, we don't really have anything to go on, is the thing. We would just be back to doing what we were before, which was wandering around the Feywilds.
If we have
Which honestly was not
500
super
gold
productive.
pieces, I could make 1 level 3 spell scroll this week.
Oh, you need how much gold?
It'd be 500, but I don't know what spell I would make into a scroll anyway.
Okay. Because I have, with the Electrum into gold, 498 gold pieces.
Wait, you
If
just
you'd
carry
like that
you just carry like
contribution.
you just carry like 8 pounds of gold on you? at all
That's a lot of
times.
gold.
Willow is strong as shit.
That's right. That's
It's
true.
mainly about getting robbed.
And a rich bitch.
Also, we just got an extra 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 50
Like, yeah,
gold pieces.
My money does now weigh 16 pounds currently.
My coin pouch is 3 pounds. I left most
are
of
you
my money
carrying?
at home.
My money is like 3.5 pounds.
I have 349 gold pieces and 443 silver pieces with me.
So you're just carrying your entire life
lot of
savings
silver.
on your person.
Oh no, I have quite a bit more in the home trunk. I've spent very little gold.
Anyway,
Oh,
I think
I was gonna look for an animal bookstore at one point.
I think we'll call it here. And then you'll have some time to think
Seems
about
like a natural stopping point.
you'll have some time to think about what you want to do for like at least a week of downtime. Maybe a little bit more. It depends on what happens during downtime. But next session will probably be some downtime. Maybe there'll be something that comes up and you guys have to go adventuring, or who knows what'll happen. But
No.
I think this is a pretty natural stopping point. You made it back to town and are able to take a long rest for once. I like this a lot more. Not you guys constantly having all your spell slots and all your health at every encounter. It's like it's how it was designed to be played, but no one ever plays it that way because 4 encounters in one day means time never moves forward. But I'm going to, I guess, say like and subscribe, hit that bell icon.
Ring that bell.
Hit that bell.
Cam, you don't just hit the bell, you ring the bell.
So you're right. Ring the bell, comment, subscribe, like the video.
Smash the like button.
Follow us on social media that we don't have. Bye-bye.
Don't follow.
But honestly, don't follow us on social
Or
media.
don't,
I'd be
yeah.
more scared if you did.
Yeah, I would be quite concerned.
Yeah, anyway. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.